just get by in life before we die. I only live a single time, no chances to revive. Days are slip away sometimes when pressure holds too tight. Only I can make up my mind and override the fight. I've been patient, waiting for an answer, contemplating. Didn't get me any closer to the reason why I feel the need to do it
Let me get the webcam and all that other stuff set up. I'm a little bit late. Yesterday, I tried getting some footage from Mythic Plus and ended up kind of actually playing Mythic Plus dungeons. It felt kind of fun, but at the same time, the groups I was getting were absolutely atrocious, man. It was the worst. Jake, you should have seen this hunter. He had like, God, I should have counted how many deaths there was in Cedar Chamber. It was one too many. One too many. Let me get it set up. Webcam does not want to work. Beautiful. Why don't you want to work? I don't know. Okay, so we'll correct it here. Try to make this a little bit easier on me. We'll just lower that a little, raise this a little, and I think we'll be good. I think it'll be good enough. Good enough. Hey, here we go. Here we are. Beautiful. How y'all doing? Hope you guys are having a good one, done. Man. Dude, I'm excited for Season 2 dungeons at this point. I'm excited for Season 2 dungeons. I already hit up a couple of GMs to try to get on their friends list. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get ahead of this Mythic Plus meta that they got going on for this season. Yeah, PTR keys have more RNG rolling into them than Outlaw. Have more RNG rolling on them. Is that because, hold on, does the Outlaw build, and I would need to look at PTR again, does the current Outlaw build use the not loaded dice, the other talent, sleight of hand? Because usually with sleight of hand, I almost never get ones. Sometimes you do, but almost none. Very, very low. Technically, the number should be low. Like on paper, it should be low. It should be a low number. It doesn't always work out that way, but it should be a low number. But yo, getting groups up and running. I don't know if Cracker's around, but hopefully, maybe, we'll see. I'll get my BNet chat up and running too, just so I can actually see. And we'll get the groups listed in LFG here in a second, boys. We'll get them up and running in just a second. 1 sec. Why am I here? Just to suffer. Multi-4. 5V5 1v1 DUELS. Competitive. Cragor, yeah, привет, 1 minute. Okay. Okay, тоже, same. I don't know if he knows what same means, but we'll just say same. Samesies. Samesies, bud. Same. So I'm sure somebody will translate for him. Alrighty. We got groups. Wait, you did a hunter? Okay. Listed in LFG now. Listed in LFG. Do they do LFG? I guess I was gonna ask. Do they do LFG for Let's Fucking Go, or is it like? But then I had to give myself a second and use my brain there for a moment, and it's looking for group. It's looking. This guy's named Crack, and he's got treasure. Oh, that is so good. Wait, is that the boss's name back in BFA too? Is his name Crag? It actually might be. Sky Captain Crag, it is Sky Captain Crag. Oh my, okay, he's got it a little wrong. He used to be hunched over, not standing up, but otherwise it's good looking. Yeah, the belt is actually a cloth one, but his is fine. His is perfect. Shark bait. It's supposed to be shark bait. Can't you call it shark bait? Why is it called treasure? It should be called shark bait. What? He almost had it. It was almost perfect. Almost perfect. Perfect. Just a little bit perfection. Just a little bit. Alright, who can I invite to the duels? Is Johnny on? Hey, what's the name? Getting groups right now. Dosere? Is Saya down for some duels? I'm assuming especially joining Cracker, right? Hey, wanna do duels? I wanna do duels today? Question mark? See if we'll be down for it. Mint? Comma? Hey, Dosere? Or RBGs? Or is he doing RBGs today? Because last time he was doing some RBGs. Bro, I like this man's bog. I do think the parrot should be renamed and should get the red one so you can have shark bait. But otherwise, I like it. It's awesome. Shark bait. Ooh. Oh, shark bait. Wow, that's from what? Nemo? Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. That's a pretty good one. Join mine. I got two. Saya, I'm with Leo. Okay, we got two in my group. So Leo needs to join our. Me and Leo need to join up groups. Lemon roll. Okay, perfect. Saya, perfect. I need one more. We need Onomas with this. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Raid. And we need one. One more. Onomas. Onomas, you got friends? You got homies? You want anybody? You're more than welcome to it. This is the spot. This is the time. Get Ben. Did Ben want to join? I'll see if he's down. Maybe he will be. Maybe he won't be. Who knows? Karner, he's doing Ashman's false. He's probably grinding solos. I'm gonna hit up a few GMs on some CE bosses. What show too, man? I know, dude. That is the meta. Now, this is gonna be the meta for season 2. First, you need best in slot trinkets, best in slot weapons, best in slot armor, your tier set. You need to upgrade your folio, upgrade your weapons, and get a GM when you beat it. That is part of your best in slot gearing. That last one is a little hard if you're a casual player, but me being a content creator, I'm sure I can get through. I'm sure I can get one or two. I'm joking, of course, by the way. I'm joking. Okay, Tama cannot. He's doing RBGs, as I assumed, actually. So we do do Namazu. I'm sleepy. I need like one more. Maybe Athel will be down. Yeah, we're just looking for a +1, man. Need a +1 and we'll be good to go. Does Krager have anybody he wants to send over? Desperska, I don't know if you're Krager's chat or whatever, but like, can you let him know that we need a +1? If somebody from that team wants to come over. Okay, Judy said 1 minute. He is joining, but he needs to like leave to finish a quest or something. He's like questing. But yeah, I need a +1. Paz? I don't think Paz ever joined these. He's in Skyreach anyway. He's probably grinding out the bear. Bears are so damn strong, dude. I ran with a couple of keys with bears. Like, remember Jake, how I was having our trouble with bears? They're back to being like really, really strong. I think it's like the gear they've gotten, and like they're just running around pressing bar skin and running through like all the mechanics now. Like the second boss of Cedar Triumvirate with the orbs that the boss drops, they're just like every bar skin, they just run through the orb, all of them. Just grab all of them. They don't care. They're going to take no damage. Oh, that's not gonna work. A level 80 would have been amazing, but nah. A Warlock would have been great, is like what I'm trying to say. But a level 80 won't work. Sorry. You're probably thinking, oh, I'm actually running multi-core, you guys. I appreciate you trying, but I'm sorry. Need uno más. Need +1, then we good. Krager is good on his end. Yeah, we just need one more, dude. Where are my boys on EU with the bean? I know it's the end of the season, actually. That would explain it, right? It's end of the season. I was hoping Sleep Bear would hit me up, but I think he's just farming mogs or whatever. Yeah, but Guardians are fully set up for highest possibly haste Bursa. Wearing 2 set to get a little more haste to him. Nice. Yeah, it's good. I've been running with the bears, but I noticed some bears, they're excellent. Like this Cedar Triumvirate, this bear had the best route in the world. And this hunter threw it all away. Jake, I'm talking like 8+ deaths from a single marksman hunter. 8+ deaths. More. Maybe close to 10. Close to possibly 10. He threw that run away. He literally tanked our timer by himself. One man, he's a walking affix, bro. Man's literally was an walking affix. We had so much free time, and he just, yeah. It's a range friendly, which is wild to me, because there's usually somebody in C that may just absolutely just tanks it. Takes the entire key, it feels like. It is range friendly. Yeah, as a melee, I hate seat. It's not fun. I'm running around. I'm just like trying to do whatever I can on my end, and yeah. Okay, who else can I invite, man? We still need one more. Okay, I mean, I could hit up Anto. I feel like he's never like hit me up or whatever. Hey, you wanna join? Wanna join 5V5 Duels? I'll see if Atha, man. Hey, wanna? He just logged it off. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna bother him. I'm not gonna bother him. Battle Lord? I'll ask him anyway. I'll ask anyway. I might as well just reach out, see, because I just need one, dude. I just need one. Keldum? I don't know what Keldum is. I'll see. I think if we load seed route for this room specifically, bro, this tank had an awesome route. We had so much extra time. He did so good. Such a good job. Made second boss incredibly easy. Actually pulled the mob so perfectly around our healer in terms of mana to make sure our healer is just barely out of mana, but not quite enough to be completely out. Like, it's actually perfect. We'll try. Beautiful. Heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. We're ready. Okay, we're ready. Johnny, as usual, you got lead, bud. I appreciate you for being here, bud. Spectator match. Johnny Boy, Kragar, 5 Legrand, 1. Hopefully Kragar's internet is stable this week. I'm hoping. Give it a second. Maybe Legrand is not working. Give it a second. Give it a second. There we go. But yeah, the seed route was so good. He gave us so much extra time, and the hunter just tanked the entire thing into the dirt. I was actually so sad. Like, legitimately sad. I thought this is a really good key, and then I'm looking at the time, I'm like, we have about less than 5 minutes for the final boss. Probably will be alright. Right? Oh, they actually have like a blue post of all the rewards that are going away in season 2. Oh, sick. Wow. Wait, it's actually a big ass list. What in the world? Actually, massive list of things. Wait, Blizzard actually did a good job. Oh, okay. I have a video for more apparently. Or a couple of days. I don't even know. When is season 2? Soon, but soon TM. We don't know really. Blizzard did make the PTR build recently a Canada build. I would look at the calendar. I think some like mid-August is when Turbulent Timelines ends. I think that's when patch comes out, and the week after is when season comes out. I'm pretty sure. Saya gonna be first up. Instantly gets up, charging at him with a cleave, backing up out of the insta. I like his glaives, because they're not glaives. They're Akama's pickaxes. I think that's what they are. Man's got a sick mark, by the way. What is this? Blasted out cosmic damage onto Saya as he's getting shredded from a distance. Reaps and consumes, ripping him apart. Big meta available. Stun onto Saya, who goes for a trinket. No, the meta is going to go through. The hunt connects, and Saya actually does not. Yo, almost escapes it out, but barely. Oh my god. Yo, try to see if he get out of there. Lay on hands as soon as sees Demon Hunter goes around the corner. Saya having to burn a lot of his big abilities pretty early on. Demon Hunter throwing in a slow at him. Try to see if he can back up out of there. May need to pre-blur. That's going to be a stun out of Saya. And that's actually pre-shield. So the guy is literally using his shield before the damage comes through. He's going to have to deal with a bit of that Dawnlight damage, but it's a constant damage. It's not rampant. It's just a constant tick and dot. It might not be the worst. Potentially, it's going to be some blast out by the Demon Hunter, though. Saya taking more hits. Going to be some more immunity out for Gazef. But Saya does not have a Hodge for a little bit, so he's got to make sure he's got immunity for the Hodges. 5 seconds until that is available. Gazef with a stun from a distance. Does he have a meta? If he has meta, he might be able to make something work. Big damage? No, it's going to be a Hodge. Still has access to meta. He still can make damage happen, and Saya is worried. Saya is legitimately worried. Big in prison into the big hunt. Big damage to follow. Massive backflip into another Void Blade. Oh, the Demon Hunter does shred right through him, trying to go for the Void Ray. But Saya is looking to avoid him entirely, letting the Dawnlight do the damage. For Gazef, it's going to be down to whether he has trinkets to line up with other cooldowns, whether he'll have other defenses to work out with Saya's damage or CC. Saya's trying to see him back. Hopefully. Are we back? Hello? Oh. Hold on a second. Well, stuff is working on my end. Is it Cracker next? What happened? Okay, so it looks like the Demon Hunter did go down. Saya is alive. My stuff is a little scuffed, but hopefully everything will be good? Question mark? Cracker is getting kind of low. Gonna be some blast out for Saya. I'm gonna have to. Whoa, I think Saya just might die. Bubble out. Cracker, do you have anything? Hold on a second. Cracker does have a trinket. Does he burn it? He chooses not to. He just believes in the cleave. Oh my god, your health is so low. No rallying cry available. Let's try to see if we can pick up some health. A bit of a reflect. Fear onto Saya just to live a little longer. Stone right after the Cracker has no health at all. Does he proc and cheat death? Try not to. Shields is still up and available. Saya does pick up. Look at that recovery. The Paladin, I don't think even had a lay on hands behind the pillar. At least I don't think I saw a lay on hands. But he was able to catch back up. So unfortunately that the Demon Hunter did not win that duel, even though it looked like he was looking like he was going to win. No trinket for Cracker. Chooses trinket super late. Leaping away before the Dawnlight connects. Trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of healing. Does he have shields or anything whatsoever? Maybe. No reflect. Actually, he does have reflect, but he's not going to be able to reflect a Hodge back at Saya. Unfortunately, Cracker, all he can do right now is maybe try to see if he can time a Zerkers on it. Does have cooldowns, and also he's going to have a big defensive, so maybe this could be an opportunity for Cracker to really pick up and get a bunch of healing. That's going to be shield defended. It's not going to feel great. Cracker is going to get hit with a Hodge shield for sure, and Cracker does at least have a defensive Zerkers, so Saya trying to see if he can stop and prevent the Zerkers as best possible. There goes the big defensive. Saya trying to see if he can maybe get it set up. Hodge, as Cracker does have at least defense. Cracker needs healing immediately. The man has no health whatsoever. Trying to see if he can catch back up as fast as possible. Does he have enough, Cracker? Are you gonna live or die? He has lived through the worst of it, but that was his one defensive. No bubble, no bop. And Saya, oh my goodness. I really would have loved to see what happened exactly between Saya and the Demon Hunter in terms of their duel, but it looks like Saya is trying to buy himself some time. Wake up ashes really early. Fear onto the Paladin. Cracker trying to see if he can buy himself a little bit of time. Unfortunately, Reflect does it a proc in some random effect. And Saya, look at that healing catch up. Disarm really early on. Cracker does get hit with a Hodge. Saya won't have access to weapon, but now he desyncs stun and Hodge. All he can do is go for Dawnlights and try to see if he can stay away from Saya or from Cracker. All the warrior can do, shield defendants, is going to have to splash back into his face. Not much you can do in that situation, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Am I still disconnected through chat, by the way? It says I am still streaming, but the chat is all kinds of bugged. So I do wonder how it is on my end. I'm going to try to see if I could maybe do this here. Maybe that'll help. Oh yeah, it is helping, apparently. Hey, boys. How y'all doing? Sorry for the disconnect earlier. Let me get the chat over to the side so I can actually see ya. Beautiful. Beautiful. Craggar's still alive, by the way. I looked for Bop in 8 seconds. Oh no, Craggar. Craggar, 8 seconds, Bop. You do have a spear. Spear down. He's gonna keep him at bay. He's just gonna tether him down. But Craggar trying to see if he can waddle away. His health not doing great. 5 seconds until he has himself in rage regen. Pre-stunning Saya. Try to see maybe that can give him a little bit of cover. Then it's gonna be a Bop available for Saya in case he ever needs to. 5 seconds on the Hodge. Oh my god. Oh, reflected! Oh, so perfect. Lay on hands though is back. Cracker is gonna have to fight through Bob. Lay on hands was used. Actually, if he goes in for the kill right now, he won't be able to bop. He won't be able to bop. Hold on a second. Will he get access to a bop early enough? Cracker does go for a big defensive. No Hodge for a while. Throw in a Stormbolt, but apparently that is completely DR'd. Cracker does go for a bit of shielding. He's got nothing left. Saya will have a bubble in 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Bop is available in case he needs to. He could just bop himself early if he wanted to. Blind. Oh, the Hodge is available though. Cracker has a trinket. Cracker has a trinket. Oh my god, the burst! You gotta love this executes. He's just, you know what, I'm done. I did the job. He was just standing there, admiring his glory. If I was Deathful, I would have just let him just bask in that glory. That was a beautiful execute. You gotta love it. That is the hardest fight for a warrior in a 1v1. Literally the hardest encounter, and the man had a clean execute. The fattiest crit and lightning bolts dropping in from the sky like Zeus himself was helping. Literally, GM literally just used a /kill command on the guy. That's no Zeus. That's just GM number 285. That's about to lose his job just like the last guy. I'm joking. I really should stop making jokes about the GMs and stuff. It's just a funny event, right? It's just a really funny event. It's just a really funny event. Deathful might be in a lot of trouble. Cracker looking to reconnect. One more execute is all he needs. Lynchborn, that's all he's got, but the man couldn't live. The Lynch wasn't born. Oh, Handy's gonna blast him out. Big aim shot in the opener. Cracker needs to make a choice. He could disarm. Disarm is gonna be huge. Stun. It is kind of short-ish. Wailing arrow. Stun. He needs a heal. Is that execute? Is that she death? Is that she death? I don't know if that's she death. Might have been she death. I think that's she death. That's she death. Yep. 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 Oh, flare by Handy. Oh my god. The fact that you didn't get Friterus? Friterus? Yeah, Friterus. Fritter. Yeah, I don't know what his name is. I'm bad at it. But Handy's trying to see if he can back up out of there. It's going to be big volley down of arrows, but Handy's just getting bit down. Nothing you can do as a hunter. He does end up moving away with a void of ratio, but unfortunately, Friterus does take him. Druid, he tried to see if he can swing up. That's going to be a feral druid. That's a lot of healing he's got, so Druid's going to have to be very, very careful with how he does damage. Druid's back to the high mounted Tauren? Wait, you always were high mounted Tauren. Never mind. Red's cook design-wise? What are you talking about, Atha? What do you mean? Hold on. The amount of healing they do and the Dawnlight dot damage they do, they're cooked design-wise? I feel like they're good design-wise. I mean, other classes don't like playing against the current version of Red with the dot damage. Like, Red and dots just feels weird to me, you know? But, yeah, like... But I would think as a Red player, you would like the fact that your class is strong right now. No? It's not like they nerfed you by much. 3% damage reduction. String keeps lagging. Brack, yeah. That is not on my end. You know what? Let me explain what happened. So next to me is a window, 2 windows in fact, and from the windows I saw a big old lightning bolt strike the ground, thunder raining down, literally Kragar. Put it back up on stream. Stream is stuttering. Okay, let me try to fix it while we get the groups up and running. Both of you? Yeah. Stream is cooked. Okay, I fix. Appreciate it, boys. How do I say fix? Post material. What does it look like? Can I see the preview? Let me see. I actually want to see what it looks like. Can I see a preview? Oh, okay. Let me do this. Okay. It should hopefully be working now. Yeah. Okay. I think I fixed, boys. Думаю, я команда готова. Ты видишь for the arena in the streamer. Okay, are we good now? Are we good? I redid it on my OBS. I redid things on OBS. Seems fine for now. What does it look like? Was it like real laggy? Was it like some weird camera stuff? Was it some weird audio stuff? I got it though. I got it. I just don't have enough. Okay. Can you translate? Can you translate my word into Russian real quick. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh my god. Bro, I can speak to Krager in colloquial Russian now. God damn. NNA duels. Haven't done them in a second. Haha, no. Lightning and thunder. Zeus was... I fix. Johnny, are we good? Need one? Okay. How do we get you guys a +1? Over for the team, these guys. Who do I invite? Is that Atha? Or Terra Mill? Vapera Rogue? Evopera, huh? Evopera, huh? Who else can I invite? Kier said he'll be down, so Shiny said he'll be down. What did Shiny say? I'll be free in an hour's time. Okay, so in an hour we can maybe have him join up. That works. Until then, we do need a... Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? I wanna see if Medeth is down. See if he's interested in any way, shape, or form. We need a +1 over for the team. Johnny, by the way. Wait, is Johnny in this group? It says only Krag... the other guys in... Saya in the group. Is Johnny on? Yeah, it should be Johnny, right? Friends in this group, Johnny. Fair. True. That's true. Yeah, okay, so we need one of Moss. Okay, it is lemon roll in here. Weird. Kraken needs a nerf? I don't know. No, Kraken needs a buff, bro. Yeah, do the most self-healing as DPS, but I also do the most self-healing as DPS, but also do the least damage as DPS. The S here because of the godlike utility. What I'm saying is games go into deep dampening, which nobody likes. I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know, man. I don't know. Like, when the rogue is in S tier of a season, I'm just like I feel like at that point I have nothing that I can say. I can't complain about it, right? When my class is S tier, I have nothing to say of like, oh, we have this, or this is bad, or this is good, right? I usually just say nothing. But when another class is S tier and they're like, well, we could be made better. Like, you know how it sounds? It sounds like steak too buttery, steak too juicy, lobster too buttery. It's like, shut up, man. Wait until the season when your class isn't good. You know what I mean? You know, take the silver spoon out of your mouth before you start talking. You know what I mean? Like, it just, it gets people hot and bothered. That's what I'll say. It gets everybody hot and bothered. And a little annoyed. Just a little bit. Also, this audio has been recording for ages. I don't know where we're at. 490? 490. Sure, whatever. I don't remember. We need one more still. Damn, who do we get, man? Who left, by the way? Johnny, can you invite me to the group so I can see what the group's looking like? Who left? Was it Battlelord or is he still in? Kato, I asked, but I think he's yeah, he's doing stuff. What do we have? Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, we need still one more then. Does Asa want to join? Oh, he's swapping between the player rogues, unfortunately. So he's probably just doing his own thing. I'll say maybe Karner wants to join in. Although he looks like he's just spamming arenas. I don't know if he's spamming like actual arenas or like solos or whatever. We need one more. Yo, Naspershka, you around, my guy? Or anybody in the Krager's chat? If you want to let Krager's team know, like, yo, we need a +1. If somebody that's Krager homie wants to join us, that'll be the best time. That'd be time to do it. Paz out there about to whisper in GMs, be like, "Yo, I'm about to run a Nexus. You wanna peep my run? You wanna help out, friend?" I can see Shadow wants to join, but I think Shadow has not messaged me in like a hot second, so I don't even know if he's interested. Sorry, but F the meta and F the tier list. What play was fun, gives more dopamine. That's, you know, that's kind of how I feel to a degree. Like the other day I was playing some sub, some assassin, some outlaw, just running keystones. And like, sub is good, assassin is good, probably gonna be really good next season, but like, I would rather just optimally play outlaw. Like when I play sub rogue, even though it's really good for raids, I feel like I'm just pressing like 5 buttons, and then half the time I'm just not playing my class. I'm just standing there and auto attacking. I don't think I'm doing anything important. I'm literally, like a lot of my AoE is just pressing like 2 or 3 buttons at most. I'm just pressing 2 buttons at most. One just to start the rotation and then 2 buttons after. And I don't feel it's engaging. I just don't feel like anything in my brain like fires off. I don't get any dopamine. I don't get nothing. It feels so boring. I'm just outside of that. I'm just paying attention to where my character is and making sure I don't stand in like circles now, but there's previously swirlies. Mechanics. That's all. I'm just positioning correctly, landing kicks when someone's casting, and pressing 2 buttons. Pressing 1 button to get started and then 2 buttons for the most part, whether it's single target or AoE. It's actually so boring. And so predictable and repetitive too. I just get bored of it, man. Like it was actually so wild. I'd rather play Outlaw, but like Outlaw kind of needs a comp to really, I mean, it doesn't really need it, but it's ideally better with a comp. And when I did play Outlaw, got into key with Outlaw, kind of a sort of a comp. How much damage did I do in that run? How much damage did I do in that dungeon? I actually like screenshotted it. Oh yeah, that was from yesterday. Yeah, I'm just doing like a 260k DPS while a paladin and a warrior are doing the best they can, I imagine, but we still don't time the key. We were like this close to timing it, and like we didn't have a lot of deaths. It just seems like we were slow. Either the route was pretty poor or damage was low. And I'm like, I'm actually pressing buttons, having fun, and I can't time a key. I'm actually so sad about it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It's lame. It's annoying. I get tired of it pretty fast. Kinda hate it. Who else can I invite, man? I need a +1, like real bad, just to get more games going. Does Naz want to join? See, maybe he'll be down. Possibly. Otherwise, Sleep Bear would have loved to that man hit me back up. But he's doing his own thing. In Veldraken. I imagine just like farming mogs or farming something. Bounce. I guess there's bounce to get from there. I'll play again if they give me damage back. I don't mind if it means sacrificing healing utility. I want Templar to be viable again. Yeah, I kind of like Templar. I think the hammer thing is fun. I don't know why they decided to do Dawn Light for Herald. I feel like Herald needs to be reworked. It needs to be something else. It should not be dots and hots. I don't think it works for Paladin. I don't think it's a good design. I think other classes should have healing over time, damage over time, but I just can't see Paladin with damage over time. It's like too passive too. 2 ticks of Dawn Light deals more damage than a Hammer of Light. LMAO. Careful, +1. I can ask a GM. Yeah, just ask a GM, boys. Yeah, just ask a GM. How Cracker plays, he already did. Imagine if a GM made Cracker one-shot everyone in the match. Yeah, a GM would just use that, what's it called? What's that shirt called? Martin's Fury? Yeah, they'll just use Martin's Fury. They just gave him Martin's Fury, didn't they? Yeah. I mean, a little one tap. Well, he did tap Saya, but that was like, I think, the fattest execute with a proc too, so it was kind of wild. It was exactly what he needed. The Saya was setting up for like a stun, but then he was just really out of options there. No, actually he did have a bubble. It's just too much damage in a very short window. It was like kind of somewhat fine, and then just absolutely just donk. Ay. When you're doing a mask, Nasmershka, are you around in chat, bud? Right. Okay. I'll let Cracker know. I don't know if you can send somebody our way, but I'll let him know that we just need a +1. And hopefully that'll maybe do something. Who knows? Yo, you got anybody in Krager's? You're in Krager's stream? We need a +1 and we're good, man. We need a +1 and we're good. I don't know if you want to ask anybody from Krager's team to like help Phil. Because I got Kieran, he'll be down, but he's like in a little bit, so he's not ready right now. Has been, Battlelord was in, and then he bounced. So I'm kind of just waiting for a +1. I want to get a +1 just so we can get, yeah. If you can ask, just so we can get a +1 and we can start the games, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. That would help out tremendously. Like, I don't know. I know the Krager usually has like people he's rotating, but if somebody that's like on rotation wants to join this group, fight against Krager, that would also work, right? Because I hit up everybody, but it's like end of the season. So the amount of players that are playing is dwindling until season 2 starts, which is not unusual. On Orc Warrior, no less. Peak Warcraft. It is, dude. It is. Peak Warcraft Fantasy is Orc Warrior. Orc Shaman, Orc Warrior. I'd say Tauren Druid is also pretty good. Tauren Shaman is good. Tauren Hunter is pretty good. Troll Hunter is really good. Troll Shaman. Troll Warlock. Undead Warlock. Undead Priest. Undead Rogue. You know, there's some that are really, really good. Another one chest out. Almost Zero Versa build. Bro, what are you doing with Zero Versa? What are you doing with Zero Versa? I am worried. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Because you got rogues, right? You got rogues. I'll see if maybe Shadow wants to join. I'll just ask. I'll just ask at this point. Ed Gardy? Yo, Ed Gardy, I like that. Should have been Ed Hardy, man. That would have been a great name. But Mastery, I'm in a bit of bird, but still. Got it. Is that what Marksman plays? I guess you wouldn't play crit, would you? So you'd never play crit. So you have to play haste or mastery then. I guess that makes sense. They really need to find a way to make crit better, I think. Crit could be an insanely good stat. They just keep nerfing crit so nobody gets like clipped super hard. But I feel like maybe, oh, there we go. 90, beautiful. Beautiful. Mariba. Get in here, bud. Ready. Okay. Need to do a spectator match. Kragar, Jolly, Door. We did not grand. 12 we're on. Wait, did I do it wrong? I think I did. Damn it. Actually, it was a hook. I kind of wanted a hook. Hello! Здорово! Это Тони. Как дела, друг? Привет. Wait, Handy, do you speak Russian? Devour the Ages to play Zero Versa. They can afford playing it because they're taking him. Devourer? Bro, they get slapped. They get slapped. What are you talking about? They're kind of squishy compared to Havoc. Like Havoc, if you said Havoc playing Zero DH, I'd be like, okay. But Devourer? Maybe you're right, though. Maybe you're right. Maybe when as long as the healer is healing them, they're fine. Привет. Привет, друг. I like how it translated it. It actually took the English Привет, друг and translated it to Привет, friend. That is hilarious, bro. YouTube translations are funny. Oh, yeah. Switch. I'm Lithuanian. Oh, okay. Honestly, when I hear Lithuanian, it sounds like a fantasy, like, nation. Doesn't it? It does not sound real. It sounds like from a fantasy novel. Maybe that's just me because I've been reading way too many fantasy novels though. Right? Actually though, probably. Not like many, but I've been reading a lot of a fantasy novel series actually. Oh, Alanius is back. Oh my goodness. I like seeing evokers. They don't see him a lot, but man, definitely got a matchup because Lemon might be one of the worst matchups. Then again, Alanius has beaten classes I think he wasn't supposed to beat before. What is this? He's like, lean back, trinket, immediately try to see if he can get some slows onto Lemon. He's gonna go for the fire breath, needs to get himself a little bit of a distance. And as soon as he knocks away from Lemon, Lemon is actually gonna back up out of there. One thing that may be advantageous to the Evoker is Lemon cannot really heal that much. Lemon's self-healing is actually very limited. So maybe he can catch him. Big deep breath, try to see if he can swing around the corner. Big hover right after him, but unfortunately Lemon does break the tether. Still taking a decent bit of damage, recovering a little bit of health. Only 10% dampening, so you'll be able to get some healing into an interrupt. Big deep breath to follow. It's going to be Lemon breaking out with a trinket. The Evoker does some mobility. I don't know if there's much more that Evoker can do at the moment, but he's just trying to see if he can catch up. Lemon is unable to join and really close the gap until he can get a proper stun. 7 seconds until the stun is up. Lenny is just trying to see if he can back up out of there. Just keep beaming him down for the karma. Sleepwalk. Hold on a second. This Evoker, if he sets that up correctly, he could possibly have a victory here. Big mastery damage. Eternity Surge. Does he get the setup? If he catches up to Lemon, in cap, that is going to be a leg sweep. Alanius will need to do something for it. Pre-shields it. That's perfect. Lemon try to see if he can maybe end this duel here. Alanius knocking it back for a second. Does get movement. Needs to get himself the angle for mastery to get full value. Does get interrupted, but I think he still might win. Hold on. Red spells. Does he have blue? Deep breath again. Does he catch up? Hold on. He catches him. Oh my god. The Evoker won it. I think an Evoker would never ever win a duel like that against a monk. That would never happen. Deep breath. He's just flying in. Doesn't even realize he's flying right into Handy. Oh my goodness. Wait, do you have that challenge where you can actually delay the damage while deep breathing? Because that's huge if you do. He is going to take a decent bit of damage though. Olanius, however, I don't know. Is this a class that he can win against? Maybe, potentially. Handy is going to go for an interrupt, but he's not able to. Big fire breath to follow. That is going to be a bit of that deep breath as well. Not deep breath, but disintegrate into... He's using time loop on him. Oh, he looped him back in there with an eternity surge to connect. Catching up a little bit of healing. Olanius at no health. Handy is having to rotate through the defensives. Olanius cannot heal himself. He literally, all he can do is just attack the pet. I guess what he could do is just living flame the pet to fish for more procs. But yeah, right now he just needs to get himself a bit of healing. Actually, not really, does he? Roots catches Handy while his mid movement. He does have himself big double tap. There's a cooldowns available. Olanius trying to see if he can charge it with a deep breath. Is it enough though? Got himself movement while behind the pillar. Trinkets out of it. Does he have the fire breath? I think it maybe connects. I think Handy is taking, yeah, he's taking damage over time. Olanius trying to see if he can fly after him, but he is unable to. Yet another, oh, deep breath, hover. That is a huge combo. Handy does go for a turtle. He is out. Matt, oh, Eternity Surge does connect. Olanius picking up 2. The only Evoker in the 5-5 duel in arena to actually get much done. I mean, not that sounds bad actually. To be the only class, the only Evoker that found some competitive success in duels. A class that is definitely set up to be pretty much almost surgically, almost like mathematically, scientifically to be the worst for the 1v1s. That's how it feels like. Lanius trying to see if he can reposition Saya. Is going to toss him out with that time warp ability. I don't even know what's it called. But Lanius, I think, might just go down here. There's not much he can do. He's got mastery. Maybe he can go for sleep. That's all he could do. Deep breath. Try to see if he can maybe back up out of it. Disintegrate. Try to blast Saya, but he doesn't have much to work with here, unfortunately. He did the best he could. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. Glimpse timings are crucial. That is true. Glimpse timing for Demon Hunters are crucial. Make it work somewhere competitive. I mean, with competitive, you do have a healer healing, yeah, right? As long as you time your glimpse, you're fine. All they need is just momentary defense for somebody to get him caught up. But yeah, in a 1v1, Devour Demon Hunters are definitely not super survivable. Havoc is another story, but Devour is another whole other thing. Bob really ran out of Saya actually, and Praetorus is looking to get out of there. It's going to be Saya breaking out of it fairly quickly. I think there was a route for Hand of Freedom trade, where he's got the freedom with the horse. One of those two is got himself a bit of that Wake of Ashes with his stone prepare from Praetorus, who technically still has Incarnation, but unless you can somehow find a way around the situation, you won't really be able to use much in terms of that Incarnation versus Saya. Cyclone to follow into a Trinket. Saya landing a Rebuke on that regrowth. Shields up for Praetorus, trying to see if he can not have to give up a wall versus Saya. Those regrowths are going to be massive. He just needs to go away from Saya and cast a few regrowths behind the pillar. That'll help him catch up. Bark Skill is available, so he can pre-bark. This bear form is perfect too, so he's got himself the most amount of defense here to tank up the damage from Saya. Downlight is not going to feel great. May still need to use a wall here. Restone onto Saya with a meld. Cyclone bubbles it. It may need to be a wall out of for Praetorus. Yep, there goes the wall. He needs to find a way to deal with Saya. Won't be able to Cyclone him for a while. Actually, maybe Cyclone? No, it'll be DR'd, won't it? Hand of Freedom. He can't catch up. He can't get away. He literally cannot get away. I think Saya might have actually gotten him. Regrowth, barely escaping death. Catching up just a smidge bit of healing. Bear form, Frenzy Region may help you. Oh, re-stealth with the prowl does get him out of there. And as long as you can get yourself some regrowths, yeah, he's catching up full. He's catching up full. Saya, if you could catch up on him and couldn't run him down, yeah, he's just going to get himself a full reset. The Druid does get himself the recovery that he needed. The Saya picking up eyes is able to see him into a Trinket out. Praetorus does go for Incarnation, looking to finally hammer in some damage. Saya, no bop, no bubble. This could be for Freedorus an opportunity just to stay in, lay all the damage. Saya will not have a Hodge for a while. Freedorus, actually, I feel like might be playing a little bit too carefully here. Incarnation, so I imagine he should go for the back-to-back bites on the Saya with a bark skin to keep him alive. But he's actually going to play it super slow and steady. Maybe try to lean into the bleeds and try to be very cognizant of Zaya's damage. Saya Blessing a Saint, so you cannot be stunned for a while. Bark skin is available for Freedorus, does himself the Heart of the Wild, so you can use it in order to catch up in healing. Is actually going to take it easy and try to see if he can catch himself a re-stealth. The dots for Freedorus are doing a little bit of damage, but Saya has been able to deal with them so far. Stun, got himself a proper setup. All bleeds are in. Freedorus with a maim, and he's just going to play it slow and steady, huh? Playing it slow and steady, pre-bear forms it. He is bear forming these stones really well. Really good use of bear form, by the way. Really good use. Really maximizing every global, every cast. For Saya, there's going to be a little bit of healing. Freedorus, I think, is in a position where you could possibly just win this if he forces Saya, if he just pushes out the damage. Because Saya does not have an immunity, Freedorus just needs to find a way to combine all the damage together to make it happen. Now, it's hard though. It is a tough situation to be in. Saya does get to avoid the Pharaoh restyle though, and that's going to be a maim for Freedorus. Big damage, Trinket, Barskin not available. Freedorus actually is caught out without any big defenses. Might be put in a really bad spot. There goes the Heart of the Wild to catch up. Bear form is back up and available, but no Barskin for a while. Picking up a bunch of healing as his bear form. Friends of Region helping out, but still kind of low. Saya trying to see if he can maybe force in the pressure. Trying to see if he can keep a push. If he can push hard enough here, might be able to take it. Incarnation is available for Freedorus, does get himself a root with those Migos. Saya unfortunately cannot keep running after him. Saya still does not have an immunity. Maybe Leon Hands is available, but I think Freedorus does have Barskin, Trinket, Incarnation. I think for Freedorus, he just gotta commit everything. Literally all the damage. I would just Barskin pass all this. Maim? Trinket? No, he just Barskin it. He's just saving Trinket for a little later. Maybe try to see if he can be a little bit more careful with the blind. Shields are up. Bite to follow. As long as he gets big bites on the Saya, Saya will not be able to do much against the regrowth healing. And Saya is looking to just completely play super defensive, trying to go for as much healing, but those bites are still just absolutely piercing through the defenses into the health bar. Trinket over for Freedorus does have a wall, catching up with regrowth. He's playing very, very slow and steady. Maybe good for him, maybe bad. Saya caught really low. There goes Lion Hands. Could Freedorus just keep powering through into a Trinket? Does have enough here. Knocking Saya back, still playing super safe. He is really extending the duel. 42% dampening actually is going to start impacting Freedorus' self-healing. The longer this match goes on, his own healing is actually going to diminish over time. Saya actually has an opportunity to maybe bring it back with 4 seconds on a bubble. I think Freedorus might have been a clear example of what happens if you play maybe a little too carefully. For Freedorus, he is still alive, right? He's still okay. He's still trying to stay ahead of Saya. He's being very careful, and sometimes careful can win. But other times being too careful can also be just as bad. Careful does not always mean victory. How you use that carefulness is victory. Saya will have to bubble this immediately, Trinket out for the special, try to see if he can end the duel real quick. Does he have a coup de grace? If he has a coup de grace, he might just be chopped right through Saya before he even has an answer. Disarm, bubble. The special quick cloak, vanish instead. Got himself a sippy cup. Saya has nothing left. I think the special should just get in there with another dance, another secret technique. He should be able to make it happen. Got himself dance. Big damage, but the dance unfortunately is very hard. Saya got himself Wake of Ashes, looking to make some damage happen. Is he gonna go defensive with that? No, he's not. Blind, unfortunately, it does break really quickly for Spurska. Cloak and Invasion available for the Rogue, but he chooses not to vanish, but he's unfortunately going to take damage. Cloak and Shadows right after. Does get himself big damage on the Saya, but he's going to back up out of there. He was getting those big procs after a coup de grace, but unfortunately decided to back out. And Saya looking for a generating. Saya's left Bop and Trinket. Actually, he's got everything available, and especially having to back up out of there. The duel between the Paladin and the Pharaoh actually played into the advantage for the Paladin, because it actually let him get those cooldowns back a little quicker, so the Smurshka could not do much. Actually couldn't do much. Gazef, unfortunately for Saya, is walking into a Paladin that has nothing left. Big Hunt immediately charges in with a Void Blade to follow. Massive damage. Saya with a Shield of Vintage barely keeping himself alive. Trinket to follow as he's looking to see if he can somehow claw back some victory. Can he do it? I think technically on paper he can. Ooh, Gazette with another melee. That Reap almost does him in. Does Saya have enough Wake of Ashes just to catch up in healing? At 54% dampening, this guy is still catching up in heals. Big damage, climbing through into a Consume, taking him out. Drudy is up next as a Boomkin. Full stun damage, but it's going to be stun DR actually. DR stun, so half a stun. Trees are around the corner. Does get the pets in there. There's going to be Dryad casting a couple of Star Charges, but unfortunately these pets don't really do that much damage. I almost feel like they maybe should buff the damage of Tree Ants Then again, being reliant on a NPC to do a lot of the damage, like Boomkin is not a peg class, are they? They really are not. Never-ending pressure. Are you talking about from the Feral Druid or from the Paladin? Or Demon Hunter? Which class are you talking about, Saya? Because I would imagine Paladin is the one that has like the never-ending pressure. As long as you put a Dawnlight on him, right? Just like his constant stick and dot. But you might be talking about something else entirely. Junior tried to see if he could play it a little bit more careful, but unfortunately Demon Hunter is going to use the pillar in order to get out of there, taking a couple of hits, but Old Druid needs a couple more, man. Demon Hunter? I think Havoc maybe is never-ending pressure. Devour, I feel like, has pressure whenever they use their core melee abilities, the Void Blade and the Hunt, but outside of that, I feel like just Reaps and Consumes do like decent poke damage. Like really decent, kind of somewhat chunky damage, depending on the resources. But I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't say they're like constant pressure. It's going to be a restun root out for Judy. Demon Hunter tried to see if he can hunt, but he cannot. The roots are keeping him in place. Oh, he's trying to see if he can connect with the hunt, but a knockback out for Judy. Oh my god, the knockback for the Boomkin was beautiful. That is so good. Krager charging in. Judy has had good time with warriors in the past. You would think Boomkin would actually struggle against Fear Warriors, but Judy has been able to do well. I just don't really know. This game is really super late. 12 minutes into the match, 65% dampening. I don't think Judy can do much. He can't Heart of the Wild, but that means shifting out of bear form. Oh, unfortunately the dots do take him in. The blades are too much. And Mira, as a survival hunter, charges out. What is your mog? You got goggles? You got daggers? What is your set? I actually donated. Freezing Trap waiting for Krager. Is Krager taking huge damage out of the Survival Hunter? Has got himself a shield. Disarmored after his Krager trying to see if he can make some kind of a play. And Mira blasting out the warrior into a net to try to see if he'll have a harder time getting out of there whatsoever. That is so good for him, actually. Got a void operational. Unfortunately, it doesn't go super far. Freezing Trap trades with a stun, so that's pretty good at least. Mira is going to use the mobility in order to escape it for just a second. Got himself a little bit of damage. Binding Shot is going to be huge. Krager not perturbed at all. Charges back in to reconnect. Journal Shell out for the Hunter. It looks like the Hunter was actually an advantage versus the Warrior, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Let's go for yet another net onto Krager. And actually, if you don't attack Krager, second wind, it starts recovering a lot of health. I think Mira maybe trying to go for the same thing. Mira might be doing the same thing. Camo. First aid for the both of them. Bit of a recovery for the two, but 72% dampening. Krager is feeling it. His second wind recovery is very slow. In fact, it's so slow that Mira's recovery passively and with whatever damage they got is about same effectiveness. Is going to be massive shotgun damage onto Krager. Yet another net in order to try to keep him at a distance. The spear, unfortunately, is going to connect with the Hunter. Disarm for just a second. Do you have enough damage? Both of them are disarmed. Mira actually taking a decent bit of damage. That reflect does not go through. Second freezing trap though does get reflected. Wait, do you have freezing trap ahead of time? It just dropped a new one? That might have been the case, right? That must have been the case. Stonebolt does connect. Mira, super incredible low. Is it enough? Oh, the Warrior somehow comes out on top. I am surprised. The Evoker picking up 2. Saya picking up 3. And Warrior picking up 2. I am surprised. I don't know. That was crazy. Did Krager proc cheat death and that's what kept him alive for long enough to win that? Because I feel like he was goner multiple times there. That was such an intense duel at the end, though. I loved it. Let's get another one going. Krager and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are good. And we'll send it again. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so we do have 491. Beautiful. Beautiful. Krager, let me know when you're good. WDL 700 burst. I mean, that's what they... You should have seen what it was before. For the longest time, survival hunters only really had burst. They didn't really have like consistent damage. They only had big burst damage. But that's kind of what the spec is all about. Is big hammer damage, right? They just kind of pop in, blast, and escape. Johnny, let your team know that Krager team needs a second, but we'll be getting the games going in a moment, just to make sure nobody leaves, nobody bounces. Krager showed the kitty cat, the little box. Well, he has a Boomkin technically, so you showed the chicken to the coop. I guess you could say it like that, right? If you wanted to be like, very pun heavy. Near level on Evoker, just no, handy. If you're looking to play Evoker for PvP, my man, don't. If you want to play one, just to play one, they're fun in BG Blitz. If you're doing team fights, they're pretty strong in solo shuffle, just for raw damage. They're pretty cool. The movement is awesome, but man, are they not great in duels. So if you do play one, if anything, I would gear up your hunter and play some survival. You may like it. It's really bursty. It's just as squishy as marksman. So you do have to be like ready to run and gun, but it's pretty cool for PvP. The way the design is kind of neat. I actually think the spec works better for PvP than it does for PvE. The design is just really, really neat. Oh, Viron. Let's do that whole Viron game. All right, here we are. Wait, here we go. Switch. Beautiful. I just want to learn them. Fair enough. They're pretty cool. As a class, they're awesome. I like Preservation a lot. Alright, we got ourselves Cracker over in the team. We got a, I think, slight mix-up with new people. Olendius is the emotions back. That's much good there. We got Adler coming back in. And we got us all Retrick in as well. Or for the team too, we got Boomkin as Rudy. Candy as a marksmanship. We got Saya over in the back. The Xander Mox this guy's got, I really do like it, man. I really do like a lot of the Mogs that he puts out. Mira, your Mog is all over the place, dude. Bald head, goggles, green, what is that, TBC gear? Some random braces from, I almost want to say Kata? No, the chest is like TBC, pants of Kata. Oh, you'd go for the bow and arrow this time. Interesting. And Lemon on the team as well. Is Lemon first? No, Druid is first. So it is going to be a Rogue versus a Druid. Rogue versus Druid. That being said, normally Boomkins do not do well against Rogues. But last time, Druidy, on this map specifically, actually was able to range Rogues, kite them forever, and blast them so fast. That Smoshka and this Outlaw Rogue that played, I believe it was Outlaw, couldn't really stand a chance. So maybe Druidy will just be able to do this again. The problem is finding the Rogue. As a Feral Druid, staying in stealth and trying to find a Rogue is an option, but you can also go Bear form, because you do have Bark Skin, you have Wall, you have decent defenses. As a Boomkin going Bear form, I feel like you basically are inviting Rogue into your, not just on your front door, but literally into the back door so they can pilfer everything that you own. Mostly a hull bar, but amongst other things, like possibly the Boomkin's virginity in that situation, just because for Boomkin, it is not a great spot to be in at all. Even in Bear form, you're still going to take a lot of damage. In recovery, it's only Bark Skin, and what do you do afterwards? You got to back away, you got to heal. Your healing over regrowths is not going to be nearly as good, so it's just a much tougher situation as a Boomkin. So he's actually going to try to see if he can stay stealth, that or if he can pick up eyes and dot up the Rogue. Maybe that could work too. But for Druid now, it's a tough spot to be in, because if he catches the opener onto the Rogue, he doesn't have disadvantage. If he gets opened on by the Rogue, he definitely has disadvantage. So he doesn't have a win scenario here. It's a lose scenario. Would to a root onto the Rogue, but he immediately goes for a meld and actually stays away, not letting the Druid get a proper opener. I was thinking Druid was going to go for a Moonfire, but I think that Knock did not do it. The trees did not do it. It got him some distance, got him some damage. Druid is going in for a knockdown into more Star Surge right after. The Spark having to go for Cloak of Shadow. So this is where the Druid really wanted this kind of situation. That's what he wanted. Tried to sprint, blind by the Rogue. Druid does not have an answer here. No Bark Skin, no Trinket, and that's going to be immediate sap. That blind into sap normally would not work super well because it made blind duration really short, but Druid staying away from him for too many seconds while sprinting away does take him out of combat, unfortunately. Mass damage, Trinket out by the Rogue. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, what do you do in that situation if you're the Boomkin? There really isn't much. There really isn't much. He did find him in the opener, rooted him, but then meld, and I don't really know. Maybe he should have ran as far away as he could at that point. His burst was great. It's just not having a Trinket or Basket to follow up after was rough. Or maybe just even being Bear from would help as well, because at least his friends in region that can activate. But that's tough. Kidney shot immediately onto Saya. Cheap shot to follow. And the Sparker just trying to see if he can escape. And one little judgment is going to connect, but it's not going to be enough to stop this Rogue. He's looking to get himself a bit of a resetting behind. The pillar does get himself a re-stealth. So the Rogue is going to have to go for a bit more of a hit and run style. Saya actually using first aid really early. But you can see what Saya is trying to do. He's trying to see if he can pull the rogue away from any kind of pillage just to keep him at a distance. I is looking to pick up the eyes, because for him, it's actually not the worst move. Especially to see if he can see the rogue. If the rogue goes in for like a vanish to run away, you can always just like keep running after him, right? Hell, you could use Bob in order to make it so that rogue does not have any escapes. Yet another kidney, cheap shot right after. It's not feeling great. Saya taking a decent bit of damage, but he's choosing not to trinket for this. Wake up action does get used. Stun, the rogue will not have a trinket for this one, so this is an opportunity for Saya to lay in some damage. But it's actually doing some damage, but also self-healing. Mostly self-healing. Use a lot of that wake of ashes onto self-heal, doing some damage to Nesmeshka through procs, but otherwise he's looking for a stabilization. He's trying not to give up a lay on hands or bubble, bop, or anything. Nesmeshka actually is going to go for shields. Shadow Blade's more activated, unfortunately, so the rogue is not going to be able to get too much out of this anymore. So for Nesmeshka, it's a bit of a precarious situation to be in. Saya does have another set of eyes, and I think actually Saya, if he catches the eyes real quick, catches the rogue with a Hodge, he should be able to end this duel pretty quickly. Picking up the eyes, should be able to see the rogue. He should be able to see him. I think he does spot him, does see him. He wants to go for a Hodge, rushing in before the sap can go through. And Nesmeshka does have a trinket, cheap shot to reverse the damage back onto Saya. Saya with a shield advantage should look pretty healthy. Cloak shot is available for the rogue. He chooses not to. Disarm right after, does go for the cloak to follow. Try to see if he can make some damage, but it looks like he's run out of steam, so his momentum is kind of gone. All he can do is vanish and try to see if he can escape. As long as he doesn't have dots on him, he should be mostly okay. But it looks like he is clean. No don't no nothing. Or maybe something on him, some kind of a dot is on him. He's just going to go back in there without giving Saya an opportunity to catch a breather. Is going to go for double cheap shot. Big coup de grace. Saya having to burn and lay on hands just to stabilize to make sure he's a-okay. Otherwise, the rogue burst damage could be just out of nowhere enough to capitalize and take him out. This little Dawnlight burning the last remnants of the rogue's health. Unfortunately, he is going to go down, I believe. Or not. Or not. Dude, I keep saying this every week, but it seems the rogues get away with some of the cheesiest things. I feel like any other class would have been dead in that situation. Any other class would have been, oh, it's over, it's done, full Dawnlight. Rogues lives with a sliver of health, no cheat death, no safety net. Unfortunately, the big hammer of the law does not care for it. And that's going to be Saya. I think look at this, end this duel real fast. Yeah, nothing you can do. And especially did go in for another final desperate attempt of a go, but maybe what Nesmeshka could have done a sheep shot to go for a gouge and then vanish to maybe extend this, but the longer he would go, the longer the duel would happen, and that wouldn't help him at all. Retrick is playing into a Fury Warrior with adaptation. Interesting choice. Leaping around the corner, trying to see if he can catch up to Saya. Unfortunately, the consecration is going to be slow in his approach. The Warrior versus Paladin is a rough matchup, but at least he does have adaptation. And it looks like Saya is seeing that the Warrior is backing up out of there for a second. He's like, you know what? I'm going to get back in there. I'm going to get in there. There goes adaptation. Immediately procking. Saya, as long as he has cool dance, he might be able to make something work here. He's using that consecration just to get away from the Warrior, and look at that hand of freedom. He's using freedom and consecration to keep himself moving at 100% speed while the other guy is slowed the entire time. Literally cannot catch up to him. Retrick finally able to close the gap for a second. Saya again going back into consecration just to free himself and put a slow onto Retrick as soon as he walks into consecration. Warrior forced to leave just to finally close the gap to make some damage happen. Unfortunately, he didn't have cooldowns to work with. Does have defenses in case he needs to. Reflect, so Saya is actually free to go in for a Hodge. Retrick does not sit that stone long at all the fear. Saya trickets out of it really quickly. Retrick with a commanding shout just to give himself some more health. Man is under a ton of pressure. Does go for the rage regen. I think it might have actually been a cheat death here. I think he did accidentally proc a cheat death. We'll find out in 2 seconds, 1 second. Yeah. You got to make sure you press that in rage regen before the cheat death. Otherwise, you unfortunately do not get the value on those cooldowns. Krager is up next. From one Warrior to the next. Saya actually expertly lands a Blessing of Saying to try to deny that stun in the opener. Krager does go for a spear. Unfortunately, not enough to keep Saya in place, but does help him at least close the gap just a little bit closer. Saya is going to use mobility to try to escape it. Get another leap charge into immediate Hodge. Saya, he got himself plenty of a setup here. As long as he's playing around the consecration, he should be able to keep the other target slowed while keeping himself plenty movement. And for Skragar, unfortunately, there's just not much you can do to remove slows. He can close the gap with a leap or a charge, but Saya is able to quickly disconnect, keeping it slow on Kragar while keeping himself free of movement flow effects. And he got himself plenty of that rage, plenty of that movement. Look at that, keeping him at arm's reach, but Kragar can't touch him. But Saya can just continue hammering him from a mile away. It's just perfect. Hodge. Krager may just have to go for a defensive here. Does go for the regeneration. He's looking to at least catch up a little bit of healing. Leaping right over. Sayo does have a shield of vengeance for a moment. And it does do a lot of damage to Krager. Krager's still trying to see if he can set up for a big burst combo. Now he goes in for a burst combo, trying to see if he can make it happen. Avatar, Recklessness, everything is available. Unfortunately, the Paladin is able to escape. Blessing is sanked out super early. Saya does back away. Krager with the shield, looking to let that second wind help him recover just a little bit of health. Fear immediately hits Saya as he goes around the corner. And Krager's still trying to buy himself a little bit of time for that second wind to kick in. Stun to follow. You have Reflect. If you can Reflect a Hodge, he does have a Hodge available. Reflect up really early, so it's going to be Saya actually holding it back. He's going to go for Wick of Ashes. You know there's going to be a Hodge up next. But Krager actually disarming Saya, and Saya is actually going to wait until the Hodge is gone just to make sure that he gets access to his weapons while he does his full burst. That being said, he does desync Wings and Hodge. So now Saya's go is a little bit less deadly. Hodge comes back a little bit sooner. Wings comes back a little bit later, so now he won't be able to combine the two together for an explosive combo. So now he'll have to either choose whether he goes for Hodge on cooldown to keep CC onto Krager, or delay it to have full burst, but this could give Krager an opportunity to have some kind of a go. Krager is going to go for a leap as Dawnlight is going to be searing right through him. Does have a stun for Saya. Saya breaking out of stun really quickly. Trick it out for Krager. Cheat Death does get procced, unfortunately. This is his last chance, but Saya is just going to hit him with a glinting blind and try to see if he can walk out of there. Krager, unfortunately, does not have much to work with. Saya playing around that cheat death twice now, with Atlet gonna be up next. Paladin charging out at Saya, who's still looking very healthy. Bubble and Bop have not been used at all. Trick is still holding on to it. Lay in Hands was used only once against the Rogue, so that is likely backup and available. Saya is showing us exactly, if you play it very strategically and carefully as a Paladin, you can pretty much be almost an undying juggernaut, endlessly healing yourself for all of eternity. Adlet does have a bubble. He may be looking for a bubble here. Lay on Hands also was used. Saya does get kind of low. It's starting to feel the pressure. Mash against another class that has even pressure, even self-survivability. And it may be an opportunity for Saya to possibly take a knee here if Adlet can land a really good setup on him. Saya does go for Trinket. Not feeling really great. And that kind of setup, Adlet does have some Blessing of Saint to prevent a Hodge early. Saya at no health, may need to bubble it, try to deny using a bubble here, may have to. Saya needs to get an expert trade here. He needs to trade immunities with Adlet perfectly, and the only way he could do that was with pressure, but Saya may be too far behind. I don't know if he'll be able to do so. May need to go for Spell Warden here, I think. He has to Spell Warden this early. I think he has to. Might have to pre-Spell Warden now, because the Hodge is happening. Let's get saying. You still might die to damage. You won't be stunned for long. Oh, Bubble might have to come out. Chill the Vengeance, keeping it barely alive. Let's see a saying. There it is. Trying to see if he can trade. Adlet, Shield of Vengeance, but Saya is trying to see if he can break through those defenses, trying to force the immunity out of him. Saya, unfortunately, is not. Oh, no, he is able to. Adlet does go for immunity, but now Saya is exposed unless he chooses to bubble. He's got his one ace up his sleeve. Does he play it early? He cannot play it early. Choosing to try to see if he can wait. Hodge is available for Saya, but Adlet has a adaptation, so you'll break out of the stun immediately. Saya has to Hodge him. Even if he's not going to go for damage, Saya has to hit him with a Hodge. He just has to throw it away. Saya will get Hodge next though. Yeah, I think it might be Bubble. If Saya bubbles here, he might be behind. He might be permanently behind. Adlet trying to see if he can deny using Bubble just yet. He's just going to try to see if he can play around the pressure. Just trying to go for self kills. Maybe have to go for Bubble himself. There goes the Bubble. Saya is exposed. Does he have mobility? No, he just forced to take all the damage. Saya did catch up a little bit of healing. It looks like Adlet did not have pressure out of this bubble. Next, Hodge could win. Saya and Adlet's Hodge are also lining up so perfectly. Blessing of Saint may have to be the play here. If you Blessing of Saint, you might know to deny the other Paladin a Hodge. Stunned early by Saya. Adlet did not Blessing of Saint it. Saya does not want to pop the Shield of Vengeance whatsoever. Saya should be aware that a Hodge most likely is coming out of the other Paladin. Does go for the Hodge, but it is Blessing of Saint. Saya blind does get used to at least stop Adlet from his burst damage. Both Paladins do get a bit of a breather. Saya has advantage in the Hodge department, but the Hodge is going to line up with adaptation, so he's basically no Hodge. Basically no way to stun the other Paladin, who's looking very healthy. Saya's a little bit behind her health. Does go for the Trinket, but unfortunately you won't be able to Trinket a stun now. And Adlet getting slow, does have adaptation proccing, trying to see if he can live, needs something, anything. Wait a second, Saya almost barely getting low, but not quite enough. Hodge is available for Adlet, isn't enough though. Hodge onto Saya, do you just go raw damage or just self-healing? Saya with the Shield of Vengeance, Adlet looking to heal up a little bit. Saya is saved by the Shield of Vengeance, but a little bit longer. Adlet at no help whatsoever, but Saya is also taking lots of pressure. Could be A2 Paladin's game. Saya with a Wake of Ashes, but Adlet does slow down Last Templars. Man, I feel like at 69% dampening. This high into dampening, most classes would not be able to do much there. Most classes would not be able to heal as much. Maybe Feral Druid, but Paladins, man, they're still tussling like it's low dampening. Unfortunately, Handy does get a sneak around the corner, and there's nothing that a paladin can do in this situation. All you can do is Hodge, wake up Ashes, and do whatever damage you can. That's literally all you can do in that situation. Handy just needs one good hit. One good black arrow. Maybe a big wailing arrow will do it, actually. Maybe some damage to follow. Double tap. Yeah, there we go. Beam shot, double tap. That will do it. Olenius is the last one left. This Evoker cannot heal right now. At 74% dampening, any damage he takes, he won't be able to heal it. All he can do is blast the most amount of damage. Sheer unfathomable amounts of damage at the other guy. That's all he can do in that situation. Hey, to try to go for interrupt will not happen. That's going to be a big disintegrate. Eternal Surge right after. Does Lanius just going for another deep breath? May just have to. Actually, maybe disintegrate will just be enough. Handy has nothing left, and looks like Lanius does take him out. Though barely. Try to see if he can deep breath right into Lemon Roll. Immediately, Lemon trinkets. Incap to follow. Lanius does have a trinket. I don't know if he's got mobility. Has to trinket insta. Trying to go for slows. Lemon rooted. Lanius has to go for self-healing. He has no health whatsoever. Shields is the only thing he's got. Got him some mastery damage, so maybe he can make something happen, having to fight through the karma, but a touch of death takes it. Yeah, there's not much you can do at the end. That was wild. Wait, how many kills? Wait, yeah, Lemon, oh, hold on. Saya, it looks like he got no kills, because two of the people that he fought were warriors, and they had that cheat death mechanic. Technically, when they die, it's not the other guy that kills them on the, what's it called? On the scoreboard. Technically, the warrior died to the cheat death. So, yeah, it looks like everybody just got one kill, but no, Paladin did get at least two warriors there. Wild. Kragar and Johnny, let me know when you both are ready, and we'll get another game going, boys. Let me know, let me know. Also, I probably should have posted the how to join duels, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Way too late. Kragar, ready, beautiful. Johnny, let me know when you're ready. We'll send another one. Man. These games, dude, they're kind of not all that long, but that one definitely was a long one. I'm liking these though. I cannot wait to see how the meta shakes up even a little bit in season 2 though. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So genuinely excited for that shakeup. I think it'll be really, really fun. Real fun. I should have done the Mage Tower. When I see all the cool bear forms, the Werebear, I should have done the Mage Tower back then. Ready, beautiful. Put you guys into a, I don't know, Dalaran Sewers. Let's see. All right, I think we're good. Yay. They brought the boy out. They brought Anjix. Oh my goodness. Is that tabard or is that part of the chess piece actually? I can't tell. Is that a tabard? If that's a tabard, that's a sick tabard. If this is part of the chess piece, I didn't realize Druid had a sick look chess piece. I kind of like it. I don't like the rest of the set, but the chess piece looks good. We got us as Adlet, Kragar, Olenius here, as well as Retric. Over for the team 2, we got us Drudy, Andy, Saya, Leo Cake on the Shemansman. I love it. I like that shoulder, by the way. I need to get that shoulder from Legion. There's a good chance I'll probably already have it. But if I don't, I definitely need it because it looks sick as hell. And we got ourselves Miro, who did not get a chance to play last time. Unfortunately, it is going to be handy off the bat. Is it the Evoker? Is it the Druid? Hold on. Is it the Evoker playing? I guess it is. It's going to be a bit of disintegrate into an interrupt. Handy does get some CC. Freezing trap around the corner, so Linus has to be very, very careful which angle he approaches from. Fire Breath is going to be able to connect with Handy. Does go for the trinket. Deep Breath to connect. Handy trying to see if he can escape. It does go for the trinket. Mass damage is available for Linus right now because he got himself almost full burst. Actually, does not have mastery burst. I'm surprised he doesn't go for full burst. He's going to go for deep breath, but unfortunately the wall of water stops and prevents the damage from going through. He's going to try to see if he can connect with Root onto Andy. Unfortunately, that Root has a bit of a delayed animation, and it takes a while for it to travel to the target. Handy got himself a wall here. Interrupt on Talenius, who has access to other spells. Getting interrupted on blue, you still got red. Getting interrupted on red, you still got green. You got a couple of spells for you to work with. And then there's also other spells that are part of the black dragonflight or bronze. So actually interrupting Evoker sometimes is hard. into a stun. Handy has no health. I think he's just dead to the dots. Tail swipe. Elenius does end up taking him out with Leo K going to be up next. Does Elenius have anything here? He won't have a trinket, which is going to be rough. He does have a wall, does have full mastery burst, and deep breath coming up very, very soon. And at the very least, Leo is giving him a chance to recover for some mana to give this dragon class at least a chance. That being said, Leo has Ascendant, so he could possibly vaporize the Evoker, stun, big Ascend. Olenius has to escape this immediately. Those wind strikes are just blasting him through. Instant trinket by Leo. Wall available for Olenius. Try to catch up whatever healing he can. Leave for him to catch up in healing. Does go for the sleep onto Leo. Avoid that Ascendance as best as possible. You've got to avoid it. Deep breath. Unfortunately, no stun out of deep breath. And that's going to be the dragon just flying out as far as he can. He can't go for another deep breath, however. So he does have another one. Lasso, not going to feel great. They buffed up Lasso damage, so it actually hurts. It really, really hurts. It actually does a lot of damage into a bit of movement for Olenius. I think he should still be able to deep breath again. Might be able to use it to escape here. It's going to be a stun totem for a moment. He does have mastery burst. He does have at least someone to work with. Big Tempests are not feeling that great either. It's going to be an interrupt on the blue. He still has access to fire spells. Disintegrates are also still feeling pretty rough though. Wall available for Olenius, so he's going to be able to recover some health while Wall is active. But unfortunately, it looks like he's not able to keep following up. He does pick up a little bit of healing. Whatever healing Evokers have is very, very limited. But he can recover a little bit. That wall helped out a ton. Deep breath to stun Leo for just a second. Try to see if he can land an angle. If he can land those blue disintegrates and then go behind the wall or keep Leo at range, he can slow him down while doing damage from a distance, and that's going to help. Olenius does get himself fire breath. Is going to go for mass fire breath. Deep breath to follow up. Leo can try to see if he can escape it. Almost avoids it, but he does close in. Disintegrates are hitting into an interrupt for a second. Stun totem is not going to feel great. Olenius did not have a chance to do much against it. He's going to try to see if he can send Leo in time. He's going to try to see if he can reposition him with that bronze ability. Very unique ability. It's essentially alter time, but you use it on an enemy. So you can set their health and positioning back to whatever it was, which can be useful. Like if they were low and they're looking to heal, you pop it on them, they go healing, and then pops it back into low position. Low health. So it actually can be kind of good. Well, Leo, he does get rid of it. Olenius literally sitting down for mana. He's out of mana entirely, but you know, that breather for him is actually very helpful. He has wall coming up very soon. Disintegrate does get a juke. That's huge for him. Ascendance available for Leo very, very soon. So Olenius is going to have to use buttons. It is going to be a deep breath, but unfortunately Leo is down in the ground. Is going to go for a lasso. Does he have a big setup? That's a lot of damage. Olenius can go for deep breath again. At least I think he can, or maybe not. Deep breath does get used. Try to use it to run away from the Ascendance. Oh my god! The movement though, the movement skill. If you can stay away, you'll be golden. Unfortunately, the wind strikes are connecting. Too much pressure, too much damage, and Leo does take him out. Yeah, the Ascendance is a lot of damage, a lot of pressure. Andrew's going to be up next. Stun into Leo. Also playing adaptation, actually. So it looks like a lot of these boys are adapting to the Paladinos. Especially specifically Saya. Stun on Andrix, it is going to connect. Leo does have a wall. He also has Maelstrom. As long as he builds Maelstrom, he can heal. He's going to be in a bit of a precarious situation because the Pharaoh is a lot of pressure, but he can technically heal through it. Question is, if Andrix can he lock him down? Because if he denies him the ability to play his character and generate Maelstrom, is not going to be able to heal. Maim, that's going to be one of his abilities. Leo, do you have the Maelstrom necessary for this? Fight to follow. Does go for the Lightning Bolt. Next cast would have been possibly a heal. Maybe would have been a crit. Maybe would have been enough to restore him. But unfortunately not enough. Andrix taking him out. Is going to be up next. Either Mira, Judy, or Saya. One of you guys got to go. Is it Judy? Oh no. Are they gonna send the chicken? Is it going to be the turkey? The dinner plate? On the dinner plate essentially? No, it looks like it is going to be a hunter who is going to be opened on by the Feral Druid. Mira is going to have to do something here. Stun Andrix does not drop the adaptation. It is going to be Bonding Shot. That also does not drop the adaptation. It is going to try to go for a root on the pets, but they are going to try to see if they can shuffle out of there as best as they can. Mira does have a good angle as long as they send in the pets. That's a lot of damage on a Beastmaster Hunter, actually. Hold on a second. Andrix could be under a lot of pressure here. Freezing Trap, it is going to be adaptation immediately. Wall for Andrix. Mira with the Fiend Death for a second. Got him some movement speed. Able to keep shuffling away. Turtle as Andrix finally closes the gap. This big immunity for Mira as they're still trying to get himself a little bit out of the dodge out of this one. Into an interrupt onto Andrix so he cannot go for a heal. Maim, Trinket immediately. Big burst out of both of them. It looks like Andrix barely surviving and taking out the other guy. That was just so much burst in such short amount of time. But both of them had to play into big burst damage for the entirety of it all. Judy tried to see if he can get himself a big setup here. Does get himself some instant cast to follow. Trees around the corner. Andrix with a bar skin. And he got himself Frenzied Regen and Regrowth Healing. If Call of Duty, oh my god, that Regrowth. Literally, we took it from maybe this man is in trouble to he is perfectly fine. In fact, I actually think Andrix, yeah, oh my god, he took a lot of damage, but look at that, 1 regrowth. Woo! Shield, 2 regrowth, 3 regrowth, he's fine. Oh my god. It's wild how strong Feral Druid regrowth healing is. Boomkins can regrowth, but they don't heal nearly that much. It's a fraction of what a Feral can pull off. Which is wild because Feral Druid does share a hero talent with Resto, and that is why the regrowth hits so hard. Although Boomkin also shares a hero talent with Resto. So it's wild the Dark healing isn't good, but Andrix healing is good. And unfortunately, Druidi does have random procs of damage, so it is going to be hit other players. So Kragar, Retric, they're trying to see if he can back up out of there. Same with the Adlet. But yeah, Andrix is just going to go back in there. Incarnation is up for Druidi, but unfortunately he doesn't have much to work with. Cyclone is getting interrupted. He's going to go for Bear from trying to go for healing. Bite out for the Feral. Is that enough though here? Bite yet again, Druidi? Cyclone? Yeah. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. And Sai immediately hit with a root. Is Andrix gonna go for a clean sweep here? He might be able to. I feel like out of any class, he could be the one. He may need to barkskin this. He is ready for a Hodge. Saya was not even gonna hit him with a Hodge. There goes the Hodge. It doesn't proc. Wait a second. It's the yard. That's why. It's the yard. Andrix might be in trouble. Cyclone. Saya could bubble this. He dual bubbles it. He's so focused on killing this Feral Druid. He literally bubbled just to take him out. He did not want this guy to get a 1v5 at all. That is crazy. Spear down, and Saya, all he has is Warriors to fight through and a Paladin. So he's probably hoping he can maybe bring it back for his team, doesn't he? I've never seen Saya commit a bubble like that, though. I will be honest. Could you bop that bop, actually? You might. Well, no, actually, you couldn't. You couldn't. Even though it's a physical debuff, as a CC, it's like physical square box, but you won't be able to bop it. This is a magic effect. It's weird. It's odd. It's odd as far as abilities are concerned. But yeah, I've never seen Saya bubble a CC like that just to get a finishing kill on a target. Unless he's like, just the last person, it's his kill. Like, there's no way to lose, right? You bubble and you guarantee a win. I've never seen him blow a bubble that aggressively. Especially since we're under higher dampening. And he's not going to kill that great because that's healing is going to be reduced greatly. Retric is picking up a little bit of passive healing. I don't even know what's keeping this man alive. Does go for Enrage Regen to supplement additional healing, whatever that is. Is going to go for a leap. Saya trying to stay away from him the entire time. Blessing a Saint. Retric is going to have to lock him down in the stun at some point, I think. He absolutely has to. He absolutely has to. He's just trying to see if he can some way, somehow catch up to this Paladin, if at all possible. Got himself a couple of procs. Will need to get himself the Bladestorm going to Bladestorm just to keep himself from being slowed. But at this point, there's only so much he could do. Shields are up. Saya with a Hodge. Retric adaptation for some reason doesn't proc. Why not? I don't understand it. Does Retric take some kind of talent to reduce stun duration? Because if he did, then maybe that's what's not helping him in that situation. That's definitely hurting him in this regard. And I think it's a cheat death. Yeah, cheat death proc. So I just stayed away from him. Unfortunately, it's not another warrior getting sent at him. It's a Paladin. Inside does not have a bubble. So he might actually be in trouble. But Wake of Ashes, Shield of Vengeance. Yeah, you got a little bit of healing. Dampening is not super high. Scyther's getting procced on. Tricking immediately for Adlib with adaptation. Passively getting him out of there. Oh my. Didn't even give him a chance. So the Feral Druid did get like 4, didn't he? Wild. Wild. Alrighty, let's get us another one going, boys. Cracker and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are good. Is it 3? It is 3. Okay. What did Judy say? GG's. Judy is out, apparently. We'll need to get a +1. Cracker is redoing this group, but let me know otherwise when you guys are good. Or if you need my help, let me know. Okay, so nothing new. The article that WoW had posted of the Game Informer interview, pretty much same info. It seems like they're just doing like the rounds for Season 2 stuff ahead of a new patch, and they're essentially saying the same thing, which is unfortunate. I was hoping there may be something new in there. Johnny, let me know if you're ready, or if you need more bodies, or else. Actually, can I see where you are? Yeah, okay, so you do need more. Who else can I invite? Wait, we have here. Got a spot if he wants in. Here we go. I'll let him know. Beautiful. Okay. Perfect. Shiny is going to be joining him. I got you somebody, Johnny. I got you +1. Shiny is... Have you scored players? What? Have you scored players and built teams on how good everyone is, and each team and their comps is selected who goes based on the numbers of the spectrum numbers? There's always team captains picking their teams. It feels really lopsided sometimes. I mean, bro, like how I don't really know what kind of a numerical metric you would be able to do. It's 5 units. Okay. Yeah. Same. Yeah, I don't really know, man. How would you, like, what kind of a ranking would you do? Because that's just very, very subjective. Depends on the player, depending on how you, like, what would even be, that seems like, first of all, I guess let's just answer your question. One, that seems like way too much damn work. That's some nerdy ass spreadsheet type of garbage. And honestly, like, as nerdy as I am, I would never like that much of a dweeb, right? Honestly, I wore glasses, not that long actually, swapped to contacts pretty early to be honest, but like, as somebody who's pretty nerdy, I am not somebody who would go and make some fantasy football type of spreadsheet garbage. Like, honestly, it's just like, not interested. The way we've done this is usually letting the group leads construct the groups, or I'll join in and invite the homies in. We do try as best as we can to try to create some variety, swap some classes out, swap some classes in when we have enough bodies. And we try to at least do little rules like, let's not do too many of a single class. Like 3 red paladins in a team, probably not good. 3 sub-rogues on a team, or 4, probably not a good idea. You know, 5 pharaohs on a team, probably not good, right? The thing is, seasons change, meta changes. Those are just tuning for classes. One season or one patch of a season, a class is garbage. Buff it. That's really good. That's excellent. Also, they don't tune the game for 1v1 content whatsoever. So when you see like a warrior versus a paladin, yeah, warrior's gonna struggle. It is the Blizzard, it's on Blizz at that point, right? Like, what am I supposed to do in that situation? You know what I mean? So it's really up to Blizz to tune things, but they don't tune the game from 1v1 perspective. That being said, 1v1s are still very enjoyable, and seeing a class that's an underdog fighting against a class that they should be winning against as a challenging fight and finding a way to win can still be a very, very satisfying experience. That being said, like, yeah, I don't really know how it can really affect the handicap because I only have so much that I can do as a spectator. I'm literally watching the duel. If there was any other ways for me to adjust the game, like dampening, or I don't know, if Rogue sits itself for too long, disable stealth, I would. I can't. So I'm working with the tools that I have while trying to keep things as fun as I can. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of work. It's way too much busy, nerdy ass, spreadsheet ass work. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody gonna take the time to do that unless they're getting paid. Literally nobody. Nobody. Unless it's just like that. Unless you got like, you know, everybody's got their own tism. Everybody got their own thing they're really into, and maybe that's your thing. If everybody's got the one thing that they really like to like grind and like give it 120% focus. Unfortunately, that type of thing is not my focus. Unfortunately. I don't know. I'm supposed to go to Lordaeron? Lordaeron. Yeah, there we go. I can spell it. I can spell it, man. Oh, man. Original hope for one community is bigger, but we can organize duels and categories and be better because lots of players enjoy 1v1s, but the support for Blizzard is so popular. Yeah, like in Blizzard, they kind of gave 1v1s support back in BFA when it was when it was like BFA and they did like this dueling arena, but they put the PvP vendors so far out of the way for the Horde, nobody used it, and you also didn't need PvP gear to PvP, so like why would you ever go there? For Alliance, at least it was kind of sort of nearby, so at least like Alliance could duel each other. But like again, you didn't need PvP gear to PvP, so you literally spend majority of your time in dungeons and raids so you could PvP. It was bad. If they gave 1v1s actual tuning and gave it a 1v1 mode, do you know how many players would just queue for 1v1 duels? If you could just queue for them, I think it'd be fun as hell. I think it'd be incredibly fun. And they could do special tuning for 1v1 to make it fun, challenging, and somewhat even. I think it'd be sick. They need to spend their time doing it though. Which we got ourselves, we're all in the team. We got ourselves Sai, we got ourselves Leo, we got ourselves Mira, Arpala. This guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a class. Oh, what am I gonna make? I'm gonna make a red paladin. Name, I don't know, Arpala, because that's what I play. Yeah, that'll do it. I like the straightforward nature. Maybe I should make another alpha rogue and just call him O Rogue or Sub Rogue. Maybe that's gonna be my next character. I'm just gonna call him like what spec and what class. I think it'd be easy, man. I think it'd be super easy. Or this is the kind of guy that has like 8 different paladins, because there are some people that really do just play the one class that they like. So they have an R palette, they have H palette, they have a prop palette, right? They have a PvP palette, they have a delve palette, they have a level palette. They have a palette for every occasion. There's some people that do it. My twin brother was doing the same thing. He literally had a paladin for ret, prot, holy, and then ret and holy for PvP. So like 5 different paladins, just because he likes paladins. Krager locking down our palette for just a second. I hate how his name is Arpala because it sounds like I'm just calling him by his class name. Spear down. Does Arpala have to go for bubble? He can't bubble. Bob, does he have anything? Oh, Krager. I didn't even realize there was a bubble at some point was used. And he goes in for a massive execute slamming and down. Leo does root down Krager. Krager's got to have to use everything he can to live. This is a lot of damage for you onto Leo. Oh, do we disarm him? Big defenses. Krager needs to live. I think maybe she death proc. I don't even know if that's the case. Stuns Leo for a second. Needs to disarm. Take those weapons away from him. Take those wind strikes away from him. Krager still somehow alive. Trick us out of it. Leo take a little bit of damage. Krager somehow alive. How are you alive? Leo drop another totem so you cannot be slowed for a second. Stay another totem. But unfortunately, Krager slows are able to pierce through it. Shields for a second. Disarm it to Leo into an execute. Is going to be able to get a bit of a knockup, but Krager wall for Leo as he's catching up a little bit of maelstrom through healing. Krager still has damage ready. Stun onto Leo. Doesn't sit the stun long. Stun totem is going to be a nice, perfect trade. Leo catching up a little bit of healing. Krager, though, getting those executes. Stops going through, and the last raging blow is what he did. Absolutely pierces past him. Mira trying to go for full burst onto Krager. It is going to be cheap death proc. There's no way Krager can do enough damage to kill Mira. All he can do is do some damage. They're just going to put him on ice. Putting him on ice, letting him whittle out after a while. That's a lot of burst. I am very surprised Krager was able to do that well versus that Paladin in the opener. Normally that's not an easy matchup, and the Paladin has the most amount of healing. Although I didn't pay attention. Maybe the Paladin was playing the hammer build, which is a little bit easier. Also, I just noticed did they see the spears out of your pet? I didn't realize the spears are literally just like separate entity, just objects within the pet. That's so good. I wonder if we just see some random floating spears around everywhere. Who's up next? Isn't this Meshka? No, it's not. Wait, it is a Meshka. It is a rogue. Flare down. And the rogue could pick up the eye. Mira, it is a rogue. Oh, he's right next to him. Oh, he's so close. Picking up the eyes. Insta saps. The rogue was ready. Cheap shot. The pet attacking him. Shrinking from Mira to try to deny the rogue. The opener is going to go for burst. Rogue tried to see if he can shadow meld it. Unable to. That's going to be feigning death for a second. The rogue health is not looking good. Harpoon into. Oh my god. Well, that's not even cheat death. Barely proccing cheat death there. Oh my god. Pet sack in order to reduce some of the damage taken. That's huge. Turtle right after. And Smeshka got himself a evasion. Wall is available with that shield. Putting him on ice for a second, catching up a little bit of healing. Playing the flute for a moment. That is a shadow blade, so you got to be very careful. Try to wait out the blades. Try to wait out the blades. Flare down, just letting the pet And the rogue sitting there, into a step, into immediate stun, shields are up for Mira, knowing that the rogue is going to go for a go himself. Wall is available, pre-wall does damage. Mira read you like a book. That binding shot was so well done. That binding shot literally allowed you just to see what the rogue is going to go for. Quick kill command, taking him out. Has burst available very, very soon. Freeze the trap as Redchick is going to break out of it with adaptation. Do you have a stun? He does serve a net, however, so you can throw that net in order to root him and make it so that he's less likely to land hits. So you can even root him in melee, and there's a good chance the warrior might miss a lot of his hits. The stomp is going to get the hunter and the pet out of camo into a full spear. Does go for a disarm on the warrior for a second. Boomstick is available. The warrior taking a lot of damage. Does go for a fear. Does he have enough damage? Freeze right again. Mira has no health whatsoever. How do you recover this? All you can do is go for range damage, catching up a little bit of health. That net does connect. You still get the charge, but at least it is a dodge. Actually dodges all his attacks. Yeah, you saw that, right? Stormbolt misses because of that net. You're like, have what, 20% chance to even land a hit? Or is it 60% chance? You have a chance just to miss your abilities. That net is so good for it. I think it is a root. I don't know if it has a cooldown though. Charge by the warrior, freeze the trap. Mira is literally playing as perfectly over hunter as they can, trying to play it slow and steady. Definitely needs to make sure that they're going for damage over time. On Terrestric is going to go for a maybe a camo. That net was able to connect. Mira is going to have to use something here. Yeah, gonna have to use something. Boomstick really, really early. Try to see if we can back up out of the disarm as the warrior charges in. He doesn't have weapons for the moment. Mira does go for full defense. Wall with pet sack. Freezing trap onto Retric is going to be able to break out of it. Full burst is available. Stun right after from Mira. Does the most amount of burst damage available. Is going to go for yet another stun. Backing away. Massive spars crashing down onto Retric, who's going to go for a bit more damage. He does have enrage regen. As long as you keep the doubt on him, Mira just try to see if he can play hit and run. Cannot really stay next to the warrior. Massive leap. Manic bandages. Fade death for just a second. Do you have a freezing trap? I think you might be able to. Freezing trap is right there. Try to see if you can kite the warrior in. Blade Storm? No, I think it's a proc. It's got to be a proc Blade Storm, right? He's got to be playing Slayer and get a random proc. That's got to be it. Or wait, is he? Was it a Blade Storm? I can't even tell. Is he Thunder? He might be a Thunder build. He might be the Mounted Thane. Spear, unfortunately, is going to trap Mira. All you can do is try to see if you can keep the warrior at bay. Feign death, disarm. All you can do is try to stop his damage. For Mira right now, you're still in a rough spot. You could die any moment. This warrior is really terrifying. The amount of burst damage this guy can do is a ton. Binding shot instantly connects. And that's going to be yet another charge. Disengages it. He does a burst. Charges of the Retric. Big damage with the Chakram into a massive burst. Shield may not be enough. Does Mira have damage to follow up? It's going to be a stun for a second. Mira needs healing. It's going to be a reflect for a second with a net. As Mira looking to back away, is getting more stars to proc as a sentinel. It's not enough. Freezing trap waiting for Retric. Unfortunately, he doesn't walk into it. Stun is also available. Does go for the stun. Mira, no help whatsoever. Has a wall. Do you have enough damage? I don't know if it's enough. Shield, maybe just try to go for the kill. It looks like maybe if the warrior did die, the cheat death kept him alive, and he had enough damage to sink one more execute into the hunter. Instantly, a fear, a shiny charges at him. Does Retric have much to work with here? He does go for the fear. From about to follow, trick it out of shiny. Does Retric have anything now? I don't know if he does. Whatever healing he's got, whatever healing you got, I guess at this point, right? Oh no, there goes sheet death. That's sheet death right there. That was sheet death. So you didn't sheet death last time. The hunter wasn't even able to get a sheet death out of him. That is wild. Yeah, and he's gonna go down. The Evoker is the last one left. We got Shiny and Saya over on the team too. I don't know how the Evoker is going to be able to fight against it, but he's going to have to use everything he can. Shiny does not catch a re-stealth. Almost. It is going to be disintegrates out onto Shiny. Deep breath to follow it. Does pre-bear it, which is really good. For Alenius, those disintegrates is going to be his only really bastion of glory here. As long as he keeps those things rolling on him, he'll be fine. Try to see if he can reposition Shiny back behind the pillar. After the stun, he's going to be repositioned. And that's going to be yet another deep breath. Alenius try to see if he can veer back toward Shiny. Is going to go for hover. Maintaining the disintegrate for as long as possible while even behind the pillar is huge for him. Because that damage is massive. Maybe interrupt? No. Does connect the interrupt properly, actually. Name for a second. It was very, very short. Alenius does get himself shields, and there's plenty of damage to take him out. With Saya being last left, I don't really know if Alenius can do much against a Paladin. It might be one of those situations where there's not much he can really do in all regards. Maybe he can slow him. That disintegrate while moving is great. It does good damage. It is able to burn through the Paladino. That fire damage is also great. It is going to give Alenius some procs too. But he doesn't really have much in terms of self-healing. He does go for... Did he immune a Hodge there? I think he might have been able to immune a Hodge. I think he might have. I know that whenever he uses his Verdant Embrace, he gets immunity for like 6 seconds. Or 5, 4. for a short moment. Next, I see just immune. He's still able to barrage and Saya while staying on the move. Does go for the trinket. Saya, lay on hands. Hold on a second. Linus is actually able to get procs out of Saya. Actually able to get buttons out of him. Lay on hands is kind of massive for it. He does have another sleep. And he can maybe go for some heals. But yeah, Olenius is in a rough spot. There's not much he can do. He could wall. Maybe that'll help him live just a little bit. He's able to recover some health. Not a lot, but some. The downlight's not feeling great, but that wall is keeping him alive. He's got mana just a little bit in order to stay afloat just a little longer. But he just doesn't have much. He's trying to go for mana as best as possible. Yeah, he's not in an amazing spot. All you can do is stay distant from Saya and try to do damage from afar. But Hodge, with the Wake of Ashes, it is going to lock him down. Adlet is going to have to be the one to finish this off. He does have a random proc of wings as he sees his buddy, his evoker friend on his team get blasted. The wings of vengeance do flare up, and Adler is trying to maximize any and all damage. Blessing Sync will use for Saya to dodge the stun, but his Saya will not have anything at all for the next Hodge, so this could be really deadly. Adler with the Blessing Sync, but a little bit too early. He does have adaptation, so he doesn't really have to worry about the stuns. Although he can, if he can delay and not have to use both Blessing Sync and adaptation, he'll be perfect. Saya may have to go for mobile here. Is incredibly low into an immunity. Saya choosing to go for immunity himself as well. Same Blessing Sync. I think Atlas still has a lay on hand, so he does have that advantage. Although Saya and him are both on a bit of a DR, or both on a bit of a timer for Barons. So unless Atlas can prolong the game a little longer, he won't be getting access to lane. Yeah, he's going to be able to prolong it actually. He's fine. So he does have advantage. Saya with a bubble. Really aggressive. Atlas with a bubble. So he doesn't fall behind. Atlas now puts his forbearance on cooldown. So maybe Saya did this on purpose so that Atlas will not have access to a lay on hands. Saya will not have a Hodge though. Adler will get a Hodge before Saya. So now Saya just needs to pump as much damage as possible to see if he can end this duel before Leon hands it back. That's all he can hope for right now. He can't play defensive. He can't shy away from danger. He just has to, I think, plus shield defendants and just do damage, I think, right now. I don't think he can play it super steady. Blessing Snake was not used. It does have a shield defendants. It's not helping. Adler has a Leon hands. Does have adaptation proccing. Leon hands, maybe? Adler's trying to see if he can hold on to it the best as possible. Saya no health. I think it might be lights. Yeah. So far, I feel like every time Adlet and Saya play, Adlet always goes second after Saya, and he just absolutely steamrolls through him every single time. I think it's just the Paladin, as long as they're playing around cooldowns, is basically a chess match. Who uses cooldowns first usually loses because then they won't have an answer later. So yeah, it just so far it worked out that Saya used cooldowns and then Adlet goes in after Saya has already been spent. Makes things a little bit tougher. Leo and Kragar, let me know when you're both are ready, boys. I'm gonna get another one going. Bribe Seavark to get him back in some. If we bring the duels back to an A, yeah. Probably could. Maybe. Давай последнюю. Okay. Yeah, Kragar is saying let's do last one. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Tigers Peak. Last one for the night, at least as far as Kragar is concerned. We've had some really long matches today, man, didn't we? But this is the last one. Unfortunately, I actually was down to play more, but I'm okay with it. I am hungry. I basically woke up and I just started doing work immediately, and I didn't really even have breakfast. I had Greek yogurt and not even a full thing of coffee and a water. This much of water, so I'm probably dehydrated. Yeah, I thought Dalaran was shirtless on stream. Oh, yeah, I guess it does look kind of shirtless, doesn't it? Yeah, shirtless. Yeah. Yeah, it's pink, but with the lighting that I have, it doesn't really look... I guess it is pink. It's definitely not the color of my skin, though. My skin is more, not pink. It's definitely not pink. It's hard to tell. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's, I gotta fix the webcam stuff. That's another reminder to fix the webcam stuff. That's hilarious. Rhetoric getting opened up on immediately. Is it shiny? Yeah, yeah. They're watching the Rhetoric's mount fly away, by the way. I'm surprised they did not add more mounts with the flyaway animation. It is going to be yet another stun. Shiny with a convoke. It is going to be an interrupt. Shiny just needs to wait until the next convoke, and you might be able to have another go. Unfortunately, though, for Rhetoric, his adaptation is still in play. Although, I don't know. For Shiny, as long as he doesn't go for a maim, adaptation won't proc, but that means you have to go for a rake, and then you have to go for, you know what, he's got to land a cyclone. He's got to land a clone, proc adaptation, and then go for a maim, and then Retro cannot respond, and then you go convoke. And convoke, as long as it gets good procs, good RNG, it usually should result in big bites. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Leap by Retric, who is able to recover some health. There goes adaptation. So Shiny's gonna have to play this a little bit slower, I think, unless he's just gonna go for a rake stun. Actually, never mind. Well, hold on. I got ahead of myself. I was about to say, in my head, mentally, I was about to say, wait, Shiny's Convoke seems to be still on cooldown. Is it the same CD as Berserk? But no, it actually isn't. Wait, is there a desync between Berserk and Convoke? Is there really? I thought both of them were 2-minute cooldown, weren't they? Or one is a minute cooldown, the other is a 2-minute. Are they not? Am I wrong? Stun onto Retric. There goes the Convoke. Big damage to follow up. Retric does not have defenses. He actually didn't even blow a defensive. For some reason, somebody just kept him alive. Maybe Shiny just rolled super unlucky on the Convoke and the abilities that were used. Retric trying to see if he can catch up to Shiny, but unfortunately the root is going to separate the two. That is the plight of a warrior though. Roots and slows, man. Not the worst, but definitely can slow you. I feel like roots and slows are not the battle rogues. Death Knights, not really. Paladins, monks, not really. Demon Hunters, yes, to some degree. But yeah, for warriors, there's just not a lot of great ways for them to be able to remove or free themselves or lessen slows and roots. Otherwise, I think that would be amazing. Like, imagine if they could just stay on the target. That uptime would be incredible. Maim for just a second, and Shiny got himself Berserk again. 12 seconds until Convoke is back up and available. Spear, keeping the Feral in place. Nowhere for him to go. Retric is just forcing the Feral to go nowhere and fight him to the death. Feral is still trying to see if he can escape. Yet another charge to get away. It's going to be a Bardic available. Reflect up for Retric in case there's a root to follow up. It is going to be Bash for a second. It is not going to proc. Adaptation, however. Leap with a charge, but look at Shiny recovering so much health in just a single, well, maybe not a single, but a couple of regrowths. But the recovery he's gotten is crazy, man. Crazy good. Holy. That's got good healthcare plan. Gotta be EU one or something, right? Oh, man. While Retric's healthcare plan is more Canadian type. When he does go down, the game is like, okay, we can just put you out of your misery. That's kind of messed up, isn't it? Yeah, kind of messed up. Maim does not proc adaptation. I think that's what Shiny was hoping for. He may just have to go range on Retric and just cyclone him or something. He wants to get that adaptation out of the way. Big bite to follow. Retric trying to keep himself alive as best as they can. Avatar, Recklessness, Enrage Regeneration, got himself big stompies. Reflect, unfortunately, doesn't reflect the root back. Was the Mass Reflect not reflectable? Is that what it is? That might be it, because I'm pretty sure you had to reflect as the root came out. Or maybe reflected right after the root? Would be unfortunate. Shiny with Bardic and Bear from Guidance of Movement. Retric is just taking bleeds and bites, and that's going to be Shiny with Convoke just to catch up and healing. He's just stabilizing as Retric just looking to go for a bit of a stabilization himself. He's got him some shields. He's got himself a little bit of second wind healing. Charging in so before Shiny can catch a re-stealth, actually. That is unfortunate for the Feral. Landing another stun. Retric, do you have another go? 20 seconds until Recklessness. You got a spear, so if you got spear and full burst, there goes the adaptation. Shiny actually starting to take a little bit of damage, taking a bit of a beating. May need to wall here. As long as he's got bites, he'll be okay. Retric, if he can escape out of those roots, he'll be maybe golden. Leap, do you have enough? Spear, stopping Shiny in place. Wall to try to see if he can combat the warrior's aggression. And that's going to be still Retric taking hits after hits after hits. No defenses to keep him alive, but he's still somehow hanging in there. Does go for a stun onto Shiny, but he just cannot catch up to him. Forced to crawl at just a worst, slowest snail's pace possible. Almost catching the cheat death. Hold on, Retric needs some healing. If he can deny the cheat death, did it proc cheat death? I don't even know. Maybe, maybe not. I think he did proc cheat death. Oh man, hold on a second. Yeah, he did proc cheat death. He did proc cheat death. You know, the only way I can tell, where I thought, like, wait, maybe he procced you death, is because he went Berserker stance. Normally, warriors would say defensive stance when they're taking that much damage, but he was like, he's like, I'm just gonna die anyway. I'm gonna get that Canadian healthcare real quick. I might as well. He's like, I'm gonna get mated anyway. I might as well. I don't know why I'm still keeping the joke going. Olenius does see the Feral, doesn't have the re-stealth, the stealth opener, and is going to be able to blast him out with a couple of disintegrates from a distance while on the move. That is helping the Feral Goku tremendously. Does go for a deep breath. That is going to be tricked out of Shiny. Does Lanius have procs? He's going to try to see if he can put Shiny back behind the pillar. He knows it's going to be. He knows exactly. He's trying to see if he can plant it. Oh, that is so good. Full Mastery Burst is available. Main for a second. Doesn't set it long at all. Fire Breath. Oh, got movement still. Hold on. Deep Breath. Disintegrates. They're helpful. He's trying to stop the Convoke. Oh, it does land it. The Invoker had to go in there. Unfortunately, the next guy he's fighting is our Pala. Not a great matchup. Paladin, I think, is in a much better spot versus him. But he's going to try to see if he can still get some kind of a go. Some kind of a setup here. Alenia's backing up out of this best as he can. Pala is going to hit him with a couple of hits, but for Alenius, he doesn't have a trinket, no wall, unfortunately, so he's got to be very careful. Whatever slows you can do on Paladin to force hand or Phenom out of him is going to be huge, I think. Movement. He's getting a little close for Hodge. Oh, he immuned the Hodge, actually. He got close to immune the Hodge, and it's so good. Sleep. He has Deep Breath really soon. Rooted him for a second. Alenius, I think he's waiting for cooldowns. I think that's what Alenius is waiting for, his cooldowns. Is going to go in big deep breath, try to see if he can charge in, got himself some movement. Deep breath again is available, got himself the angles, keeping the Pally out in the open. So as long as the Pally does not escape and go behind the pillar, he's actually just going to take a lot of damage. It looks like Pally tried to close the gap. Laying Hands is used into yet another deep breath, and the Evoker using that mobility to escape. Hodge is available. So if Alenius uses his Verdant Embrace to stop it, he might be okay. Does he Verdant? Needs Verdant right now. Verdant? No, he doesn't get out of this one. He has a trinket in case he needs to, chooses not to use it. Does have a wall here, so he's going to be okay. He's going to be able to barely survive this damage. The maintenance of the wall also gives you the healing and renewal blade bonus, so I guess it's at least fine. Because at least he's trying to heal while you take damage, so that's helpful. For our Pal is taking a lot of damage though. Shield of Menace is going to be used. The Cinder is still flying for the Evoker, try to go for a bit of a sleep before the Pal can get himself behind the pillar. Does Alenius have a follow-up here? He does have some movement, can go for some casting at the very looks of it. Fortunately, he doesn't have the resources, it looks like, to keep the damage going. Deep Breath is getting used, however, so maybe he can make some work off of it. Got him some movement while casting. Our Pala, unfortunately, is still able to keep himself afloat here with the damage. Hodge is available. Does Alenius preempt it? No, he does not. Is going to go for a trinket. Deep Breath is used. Full Mastery Blaster damage is available. So right now, actually, our Pala could be in a trouble spot. Bubble does get used. Right now, he's got full immunity. Alenius just got to live. He's got him some movement, so at the very least, he can stay away from Paladin, but he gets to re-engage it. He needs to close that gap. He's got himself hover, but unfortunately, the Paladin is going to be able to horsey out of there behind the pillar. Alenius needs to find a way to catch up to him. That, or he's going to take it steady. Actually, take it slow, maybe not be the worst. Now that Pally's bubble is gone, he still can go for Spell Warden. Unfortunately, he still can go for Spell Warden. Maybe Laying Hands by now is back up and available. Very, very possible. For Alenius, though, he does have a wall. Maybe can immune a Hodge from our Pally if he times it correctly. That's about all he can really do. Deep Breath can also help immune it too. If he's Deep Breathing while the Hodge goes through, ooh, that would be great. But he won't have access to Mastery damage. And it just needs procs right now. Alenius, oh, immunity? No Hodge. Our Pally is saving it. Wait, no, he does go for the Hodge, but it is going to be Deep Breath to follow. Yet another Disintegrate Shield of Minutes are up, but it's not going to be enough to hold him alive here. And that's going to be a Rebuke available if he can ever close the gap. Alenius with a wall to make sure he cannot get interrupted. Spell Warden may need to come out here. Our Pally is going to try to see if he can escape. Second Deep Breath, that is going to be just passive damage is taken. Trying to go for a blind. It's not going to connect at all. No, the hover does go to move and bop. Oh, he has the wrong button. It is going to be put back behind the pillar. Yep, he's going to be put back in front of the Evoker. He's still got himself yet another Disintegrate. And it might be lights. Oh, one last Evoker barrage from the sky. Alenius, all he can do is, unfortunately, not much. Not much he can do. He does take two. He does take two. I am so surprised that this week we've seen at least two, I think. At least two duels where an Evoker has actually been able to fight stuff. There's a moderator guy from Discord also play here. He seems like a hardcore dude. Wow. Madara, NA, his NA, but we haven't really done NA duels in a hot second, so yeah, he played around with duels, but it's been a second since he joined, actually. It's been a second. It's been a second. Although, I'll call him Wes, because that's what he is on YouTube chat. But yeah, Wes is a goober. Sometimes he does spout hot air sometimes. I wouldn't take him too seriously. He is a goober in his own right, but he's a good guy. Mira does end up disengaging from Nesmerska using the Void Operational and the Trinket to escape. Nesmerska still has everything he needs. Shadow Blades is all he needs, and I think Haunted Mark is about to fall off of him, right? Yeah, I think it does fall off, so Mira will not have sights of him unless you go for the eyes. Rogue could go for a step. Let's find him. The pet can get him out in the open. The rogue will still be able to get the open with subterfuge. Mira needs something here. Actually, can't do anything. Show Child Blaze. They're looking for the stun. Wall. Every defensive needs to be used. Insta. Maybe Turtle. Yeah, just Turtle. Does wall, unfortunately. But it's going to be Turtle. Big blaster damage is available. Mira, try to see if it can end this duel. If it's going to be Chakram, it still is going to connect with the rogue. Even though you vanish, it is going to still try to hit you. Oh, yeah, it's still chasing after you. The frisbee will not go away. It is still doing damage. At least it's attempting to. It has like a number of hits, like 6 or 9 hits, 7 maybe, hits that it needs to do it, and it won't walk away unless it hits him. Unless it's like keeps missing, and then it just can't do more. It bugs out, I guess. It's weird. It's really persistent until it isn't. Wall out from Mira. Cheap shot. Is it enough though? Oh, the rogue does take down the hunter. I feel like last time Mira was able to blast out the Spushka, so I don't think he wanted this to happen again. Though zapped. Lasso. Oh, you still gonna vanish? Are you gonna cloak? Because I'm pretty sure that We'll Take Blaze is gonna put a flame shock on you. Maybe. No, it doesn't. Really? No, really? I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I honestly, I couldn't even know. I didn't even know. Did you pick up the eyes? Do you know exactly where he's at? Oh, he does. He totally does. So he must have picked up the eyes then. I was gonna say, like, that totem seemed like it was really, really well done. Unfortunately, the Earth Elemental, you can't control it. Leo, dive into the ground before Nespershka can get himself a go. Nespershka, you have blades. Actually, Nespershka could end this duel. Trick it out for Leo. So Nespershka with a cloak. Is it enough though? Disarm to Leo. Try to see if you can blast through him. No shadow blades. He just went for dance, but no blades. Do you have a meld? You don't have a meld. He just tried to see if he can get himself a reset. Oh, I think it's over. I think it's over. Yeah. That's rough, man. Good thing that the Hunter Elf doesn't get tangled up with the dress of hers and a long skirt. Oh, you're talking about like the pet or whatever? Not even the beast pet, little fish in combat. Yo, honestly, I don't know if you're making fun of his mog. That Hunter blasted. That Hunter is insane, actually. Mad damage to the Adlet. May just be looking for a bubble. Oh, that layered hands last second. Saya. Oh, he's going to charge this. He's going to run this paladin down. Every single time, every single duel Adlet has had an advantage in cooldowns versus Saya, but now, how the turntables. 70% dampening, really long match, 12, almost 13 minutes into the match, actually exactly 13 minutes, Adlet, maybe looking for a bubble here, there goes the bubble. Saya is so far ahead now. Saya could just play this game so slowly, so passively, so carefully, and he would guarantee himself a win, and that may be just what he does here. Adlet has nothing to work with here. Lion Hands was used so early, bubble was used right here. And he has Spell Warden, but that's about all. Hodge, shrink it immediately, or adaptation. Saya also running adaptation, actually. Adlet with an immunity. Savage uses buttons really aggressively here. I guess the less damage he takes right now, the better. Shield of Vengeance is up very, very soon, but no, unfortunately. Alright, Saya. Alright, man. Alright, Saya. Alright, dude. Alright, dude. Alrighty then. Saya still has Bop, Bubble, Leon Hands, so right now for Krager, this is going to be the toughest matchup. Bop instantly. Saya can't really heal, but as long as he's got immunities, he'll be okay. Krager literally doesn't have any healing. Any healing he has is heavily dampened by dampening. So there's not much you can really do in this situation. All he can do is do damage, hope for the best, pop defenses when he needs to. Maybe all he can do is prop and cheat death, and hopefully land a huge enough hit to take down a huge chunk of Saya's health. That's about all he can do in that situation. Leap it away, try to see if he can disengage. Maybe let second wind catch up a little. Oh, big defensive. He literally have to use it just to give him some more health. Second wind is kicking up, but that's all he can do in that situation. Reflect. Krager knows he's in a rough spot. He can maybe catch up some cooldowns to give some burst again. Krager barely has health. Drink it out for Saya, bubbles it. Yeah. Maybe Krager just lives barely. It's going to be cheat death. Does he have a leap? Yeah, no, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah. Doesn't matter of time. Cheesy. Evoker does pick up 2. Well done. Alrighty. Well, with that one, boys, I think we're done, right? Krager, I think, is done for the night. I believe. That was a fantastic duel, dude. I cannot believe Olenia's the Evoker. You are my favorite, man. Actually, my favorite tonight. I genuinely enjoyed your matches, maybe a little too much. I enjoyed too much. Man. Thank you, Krager. Appreciate ya. Leo, thank you for joining and helping me lead stuff and all that. Do the group stuff. I really appreciate that as well. Very kind, very generous of you, man. Very, very kind, very generous. You guys, thank you so much for coming by. I do appreciate ya. This was really enjoyable duels. What am I missing here? Nameplates. I knew I missed something. I think I got it. Do I have critters on? Nameplates? Can I turn off critter names? Oh, here we go. There we go. Now I got it all. Nice. I don't know why I had critters on. But yeah, this was really fun. I enjoyed these duels a ton. Well, with that, I think I'm done. At least for the time being. I think I'm done. Boomy wasn't even in Boomy form. In that duel? Was it not? Was there in a Boomkin actually? Last duel? Was there a Boomkin? I don't even remember, bro. I don't remember. I know there's a Evoker. There's a Evoker, there's a Warrior, there's a Paladin, there's a Hunter, there's a Rogue. There's a Boomkin, there's a Feral. Shiny. If there was a Boomkin that I missed him. Yeah, I missed him. Thanks for the emotions. Yo, happy to give you guys all the emotions. Mira, you're more than welcome to join Duels next week. We're hosting pretty much every Friday for EU. So you're more than welcome to keep joining and keep playing over the next few, few weeks. I know that basically, you know, season is winding down. People need something to do. Duels have always been fun. We've been hosting them for like ages. And we probably will keep hosting them into season 2 stuff. It's pretty fun. This guy also showing off the mount. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I don't got any rare mounts in this account, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be riding around on the good mounts. The good ones. Yeah, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you, my guy. Anyway, boys, you guys have a good one. And I'll see you, what is it, Tuesday, I think? Unless I stream Monday or something over the weekend or whatever. Yeah, possibly. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Alrighty, boys, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy. Peace.